You're watching Fox 17 News This Morning, your Code Red station.
Well, now on Fox 17 News This Morning, the 5 people killed in a plane crash on Monday night have now been identified. We're going to have more on the family members who have now turned to victims.
The Rutherford County Sheriff's Office continues their search for a missing 7-year-old girl. Coming up, hear from her father.
And the city of Nashville, as well as the state of Tennessee, are working to create a board that will oversee the development over on the East Bank. We're going to tell you how this could change the growing tensions between the state and city government. Thank you so much for joining us here on Fox 17 News This Morning. You made it to Thursday. It's March the 7th. I'm Justin McFarland. We do begin with the breaking news we've been following throughout the week, and that is that deadly plane crash that happened on I-40 over in West Nashville. We now know all 5 of the victims have been identified, and we know they are all victims or all members of the same family that was flying down from Canada. They are 43-year-old Victor Dolashenko. He was the pilot of that plane, along with his wife Rima and their 3 children, David, Adam, and Emma. The flight was coming in from Mount Sterling, Kentucky, before experiencing what they're calling catastrophic engine failure. Still no word on the exact cause of that engine failure, but we'll keep you up to date as soon as we learn more. We are now learning more this morning about the search for a 7-year-old endangered child out of Rutherford County. Isis Crum was last seen about a week ago in Murfreesboro. Iris Crum, excuse me. We're going to want to learn now a lot more from the little girl's fathers. We get out to Fox 17 News' Karen Aguilar, who's live for us on the scene to tell us exactly what the fathers has to say.
Good morning, Justin. Iris Crum's father, Anthony Crum, says he just wants his daughter back in his arms. The TBI issued an endangered child alert on Saturday after her disappearance. They believe her non-custodial mother, Kayla Sarada, took her. They say she was last seen, Iris, on March 11th in Murfreesboro in the area of Blue Fox Trail. Anthony tells me he believes Kayla took their daughter because she's under the impression she should have custody rights of Iris. Anthony describes Iris as bubbly, outgoing, smart, and loving, and just wants her back home. He has a message for Kayla. Take a listen.
Stop running. You're making it worse for yourself, Kayla. You're only making it worse. You know, you're making it worse for yourself. You're making it worse on Iris. Just stop and let me have her, because eventually they will find you and your time's running out.
We've identified one of Kayla's relatives on Facebook, and we're trying to make contact with them to get more answers on this custody battle, it seems, and potentially to figure out where Kayla might be. The Rutherford County Sheriff's Office is currently investigating more on her disappearance. Reporting live in Nashville, Karen Aguilar, Fox 17 News, your Code Red station.
All right, Karen, thank you so much. Continuing coverage this morning that city leaders are now asking the state to create an East Bank Development Authority. It would be dedicated to overseeing the development around the brand new Nissan Stadium, home of the Tennessee Titans. Today is Metro Council meeting's very first reading on a possible East Bank Development Agreement. Now, this is what the brand new and improved East Bank neighborhood would look like if everything goes as planned. To make that happen, a Senate bill would create an East Bank Development Authority to promote economic development. City and state leaders say this is a great opportunity to solve tensions between the city and the state.
It's a bill that is meant to bring the state and the city of Nashville together in planning for the future of the East Bank project, with an eye towards the future to make sure that, you know, as administrations change on both levels, we have some good security in place.
Nashville Mayor Freddie O'Connell says that Nashville has used an authority for big developments in the past, and that includes things like Nashville International Airport as well as Bridgestone Arena. Let's get to Greg. He's standing by with a look at today's forecast.
Not nearly as rainy as yesterday. Actually, not rainy at all today. It's the one dry day we'll have until Sunday. Patchy fog, though, to kick off the morning. That includes all of Middle Tennessee, but mainly prevalent out toward the plateau. And that's going to pick up a little bit more over the course of the next 2 hours. A couple thunderstorms, though. They do track in. Your Friday starts relatively dry, isolated shower or two. But by late afternoon and evening, rain picks up, lasts overnight into Saturday. First half of Saturday looking pretty rainy. Piecing it all together when it comes to this next weather maker, most of our storm chance is going to be overnight Friday night into Saturday. 1 to 2 inches of rain are possible without any severe weather. But you're going to want the umbrella. Some good soaking rain will come down very quickly here. Some areas that had standing water earlier in the week have a chance for that again, especially some of the areas yesterday where we saw some ponding and some standing water and some potholes, the whole 9 yards. That will happen again going into Saturday morning. Temperature profile, 69 degrees will be your temperature later today, 70 tomorrow, much cooler into the weekend. We'll have 60s on Saturday, 50s on Sunday.
Steer clear traffic for you this morning. Let's get you out and about to I-40 there. That is at the airport. You can see where traffic is getting by without any issue. We're doing okay out there at that airport exit where things can be busy. We will let you know about anything else that's happening, but right now in the traffic world, things seem to be very, very calm. We'll keep you up to date with everything happening with Steer Clear Traffic live and local through 9. Well, the jury has now heard their second day of testimony in the Daniel Riley trial. This happened in St. Louis. Now, Daniel Riley is the man accused of causing that crash that ended with the Smyrna high school volleyball player, Janae Edmondson, losing both of her legs. Janae's father shared his heartbreaking experience earlier in the week, treating his daughter's injuries there at the scene. Janae's mother, as well as Janae herself, are expected to take the stand in the coming days. We will hear the emotional moments from that trial coming up a little bit later this morning with Fox 17 News' Amanda Chen. Well, coming up, new information after a bouncer is charged with assaulting a customer outside of a Midtown bar. We're going to learn more about his license. And a Tennessee teenager has been arrested.
And it looks like it will be arriving in Brentwood at 4:15 on Wednesday.
Providing you the information needed to prepare and stay safe. Fox 17 News, your Code Red station. Alerts, empowers, protects.
Welcome back to Fox 17 News this morning. We do want to provide an update to you about a story involving a Midtown bouncer who is now facing charges after a customer ended up in the hospital. Now, Fox 17 News confirmed that the state has suspended Richard Cornelius's license to work security. Now, Cornelius is facing assault charges after police say he hit Austin Turner, causing him to fall. Police say that Turner tried to get back inside the tin roof in Midtown, leading to a fight. Turner's family is confirming he has been removed from life support. We'll give you more updates as soon as they become available. In Operation Crime and Justice, a justice detective are now looking at a teenager yesterday charged in the murder of an apartment complex, or a murder at an apartment complex, rather, in Madison last month. Metro Police say the detectives have caught 16-year-old Jakari Pertel on 11th Avenue North. They found 2 guns in his car. The shooting took place back on February the 25th and killed Emmanuel Scott. Police say both men lived at the Charter Village Apartments, and Scott was killed during an apparent robbery. Getting to your Thursday forecast, checking in with Greg Belvis.
And starting off here on a foggy note, not terrible just yet, but we're going to see the skyline disappear a little bit more throughout this morning. No advisories for any dense fog out there, but just be mindful. That's the one weather note we have for you starting off here on your Thursday and getting out the door. Temperature's not going to be a surprise. Same area we've been the entire week. 50s to start the day. 52 degrees, and we're going to hold that steady all the way through 8 a.m. So if you're trying to get out the door to the gym or the gym session, you want to go for a morning run here after you've gotten up and gotten them all laced up, you're okay. No rain. Could still be a few puddles here and there, but we don't have anything additional coming down. Future track, though, does change that going into tonight and then tomorrow. This is our next weather maker. all of today looking pretty good. Second half of today actually brings in some sunshine. So a little bit of a cloudy start and a sunnier end to the day. Overnight tonight into tomorrow morning, though, a few splotches of green begin to pop up here. Isolated showers overnight into tomorrow morning. Even all the way through 11 o'clock, not much coming down. What does will be very quick and very short-lived. Second half of the day, a little bit different. Here's 2 p.m. Going into 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Everything moves in. Most of our heavier rainfall and thunderstorm activity will be overnight Friday into very early Saturday morning.
Clear traffic out there for you this morning at 412. Quick look here at the latest traffic happening on I-24. This is at Waldron Road there over in the Rutherford County area. As you can see, traffic moving along there without any issues. We're fine out there so far this morning on this Thursday. Things could change, and when they do, we'll be here with you, letting you know. Steer Clear Traffic live and local with you through 9. May have just picked up a new accident actually in the last few minutes near Bell Road. We're going to take a closer look at that scene coming up here in a few. Well, coming up, President Biden has a big chance to present his agenda coming up tonight at the State of the Union. We're going to tell you what you can expect to see from the president. And the Tennessee Volunteers have something to be proud of.
I wasn't going to take care of anything. I luckily had a friend who's already dealt with Bart Durham that felt that he was very taken care of. And it was the same day that somebody got back to me. Nikki really did pull me through that, made it feel like I wasn't alone.
4:15 is the time. Let's take a live look there at Lower Broadway. That is where things are cleaning up nicely after another night of fun and merriment. Coming up a little bit later, the Nashville Predators will be back in action down there at Bridgestone Arena. They're hosting the Buffalo Sabres, I believe, and they will drop the puck around 7 p.m. So a lot of people crowding around Bridgestone Arena. Plus, you know, it's just Nashville, so there's lots of things going on everywhere. Greg Bopus will have the latest on your forecast coming up in a few. Well, the White House says that the United States is not pushing for the Prime Minister of Haiti to resign. It comes after a security crisis in Haiti is reaching the breaking point. It is now estimated that gangs control about 80% of the country's capital. It follows comments from the United States ambassador to the United Nations. Happened yesterday. She told reporters it is urgent that the Prime Minister of Haiti try to move forward on the political process that will lead to the establishment of a presidential transition council that will lead to elections. Now, the White House press secretary tried to clarify the comments.
We are definitely not pushing the Prime Minister to resign. That is not what we're doing, but we have underscored that now is the time to finalize a political accord to help set Haiti on a path to a better future, and that is something that we've been working on for some time.
Now, the current prime minister there in Haiti was appointed shortly after Haiti's president was assassinated back in July of 2021. Happening today, President Joe Biden will deliver his State of the Union address to Congress. One Tennessee lawmaker says his expectations are pretty low.
Well, I just hope he doesn't fall asleep, first of all. But that being said, you know, I think what you'll see is he'll levy a lot of accusations at Republicans. That's what he did last time.
The White House says that President Biden will try to use the speech to highlight the work he's done for the American people over the past 3 years or so and lay out his vision for the future. He is expected to discuss efforts to lower health care costs as well as protection for abortion access. You can watch the State of the Union and see it all for yourself right here on Fox 17. It will start at 8 p.m. tonight. Tennessee's men's basketball team has had a chance, and now they have done it. They won the SEC regular season title. They just beat South Carolina on the road, and the Vols played like they meant it. Take a look, everyone. It was not an easy matchup, especially since the Gamecocks beat the Vols back in January, but the Vols were able to open up an early lead in the first half. Gamecocks working hard to try to get back in the game, but it did not succeed. It was a star player for the Volunteers, Dalton Connect, who had a big game for the Vols. 26 points for that young man. Connect would finish with as the Vols won the game 66-59, and they have secured the SEC regular season championship. winning it outright for the first time since 2008. They will still have the SEC men's basketball tournament here in Nashville coming up next week, where the Volunteers and, the Gamecocks will all be here in Nashville to participate. All right, let's talk about your weather. Greg Pobis is standing by for us this morning. And Greg, we've seen the rain earlier this week. Are we done, or is the rain coming back?
We get a day break today, so maybe Aaron's grocery store, washing the car real quick, getting the gunk off before the weekend, and then rain comes back tomorrow. So you get a good, nice 24-hour window worth of time that'll be on the dry side and right near 70. So a good-looking Thursday, and then this weekend we do have the clock change. Keep that in mind. Really try to get yourself a little extra sleep, because it really does give you that grogginess when you lose that hour and spring forward going into Sunday. Sunsets and sunrises all shift by an hour. So sunset close to 7 p.m. on Sunday, sunrise right around 7 a.m. And there's been this debate, and this is what we're trying to be watching here year to year, is what's going to happen when it comes to daylight saving time. If we kick it in, what would happen is we would spring forward like this and then never fall back. Which means that in the winter, it could be a little bit of an issue, though. If you actually crunch the numbers, the earliest sunset, if we kept daylight saving time, would be at 5:32. That's not that bad. Right now, it's at 4:32. But the latest sunrise in January, early January, would be close to 8 o'clock in the morning. That means that all of our bus routes, for the most part, would be in the dark for a good month and a half leading into February. So a lot of debate, a lot of talk if we really, can get this passed and get it going. But taking a look right now, what we're getting going through is a little fog in a few areas. That is the only weather feature to worry about to start off here on your Thursday. 69 degrees today. Right side of your screen, you're waking up comfortably in the 50s.
Steer clear traffic out there for you this morning. Let's take a quick look here at I-40 at Bell Road. That's where we are dealing with our first crash of the morning. It's not on the interstate. It's happened right off of the interstate there at the exit. Unsure how many cars may be involved with that, but it is, again, just off the interstate and could be causing some problems for those trying to get off there. You could always try to take in this case, the Hickory Hollow Parkway exit right before this will get you a lot of the same places that this particular exit will get you. We'll let you know anything else that pops up here throughout the morning. Steer clear traffic live through 9. Homeowners in 2 mid-state counties are now pushing for answers about how transmission lines from a proposed TVA gas plant near Ashland City would affect them. Now, the Tennessee Valley Authority hosted an open house yesterday to talk one-on-one with close to 400 landowners in both Cheatham and Robertson County. Now, the groups would be impacted by the construction of transmission lines and does not include the hundreds of acres needed for the actual gas plant itself.
We won't take any homes. We don't enter into any transmission project with the expectation or assumption that we're going to have to use eminent domain. That's why we're here today, presenting options and alternatives.
This is simply one more destructive device for a tranquil, peaceful, non-industrialized agricultural residential community, and it's fraught with government overreach.
Well, the open house continues today from noon until 7 p.m. It's going to happen at the Hampton Inn in Ashland City. Well, coming up, soccer star Lionel Messi coming back to Geodis Park, where the boys in gold will take on Inter Miami tonight. We're going to tell you what's on the line. And the Nashville Predators have a chance to bounce back from that overtime.
Literacy. Donate today.
It's one of the most painful things that's ever happened to me. You guys have been around for such a long time and you have a reputation in the community. The settlement that was, achieved, it's like the start of a new life.
.424 is the time. Welcome back to Fox 17 News this morning. Nashville SC back in action tonight at Geodis Park, where all eyes will not just be on the guys in gold, but also on Inter Miami and their superstar Lionel Messi, who are in town right now. Now, the last time Nashville SC and Inter Miami faced off was in the League's Cup final. It was a hard fight, but Nashville fell in a penalty kick shootout. That was last year. Well, the match will help decide the CONCACAF round of 16. That game is tonight, 8 p.m. over at Geodis Park. Let's talk about your Nashville Predators. They play tonight as well as they take on the Buffalo Sabres. That puck will drop at 7 p.m. tonight. The Sabres just played yesterday. They fell to Toronto in overtime. The Predators are coming off a painful overtime loss of their own as they took on the Montreal Canadiens. They are looking to start a brand new win streak as the Preds had won 8 games in a row prior to that loss. They will take on the Sabres tonight, 7 p.m. over at Bridgestone Arena. In your community this morning, Metro Police Chief John Drake received an award from the National Football Foundation for his service to the city of Nashville. The Fred Russell Distinguished American Award was given in honor of, quote, service, dedication to the police chief. You can see him there at the podium accepting that award. Congratulations to the chief of police, as I think I'm seeing him standing there with former Tennessee Titan and now Dr. Kevin Dyson. Let's talk to Greg Bovis. He's standing by with a look at your forecast.
That we are, and you mentioned Nashville SC tonight, big game. Temperatures looking really good. So whether you're going there or you are going to check out the Preds and everything going on here around town, we've got 64 degrees for your 7 p.m. temperature, 62 out at Geodis Park at 8 o'clock as SC takes the pitch, and then 9 o'clock. 61 degrees. We'll keep everything at or above the 60-degree mark throughout the entire match, and then we'll dip into the upper 50s overnight. We have no rain, no problems here as we're heading out there later on this evening. Taking a look, your Code Red weather app could be your friend, though, this weekend. If you want to scan the QR code, you'll have access to our Doppler radar. You're going to want it late in the day tomorrow. If you have Friday evening or Friday night plans, we have rain that moves in and will linger into part of your Saturday. So what does this weekend look like? Well, that rain brings in a cold front. 63 degrees, showers and storms early on Saturday. Those die down in the second half of the day, but we have winter-like low temperatures Saturday night into Sunday morning. We're going to see things dipping into the 30s, and same with Sunday into Monday. However, Sunday is looking dry.
Steer clear traffic out there this morning. We were just watching a crash there at I-24 Bell Road. Looks like the situation has now left. Metro Police, there were 3 cars there a short time ago. It's all gone, so no more problems there coming in from the south and east side. We'll take a look at other areas of town coming up here throughout the morning. This Fox 17 News has got you covered. They reset the camera right there, live through 9. Well, coming up, a bill in the Tennessee legislature would require law enforcement to report arrests of illegal immigrants back to the federal government. We're going to tell you why some lawmakers are pushing back.
TBI to negotiating, they didn't just settle for anything. They definitely went to bat for me. It's just like they cared about me. I was surprised how easy it was.
You're watching Fox 17 News This Morning, your Code Red station.
Well, now on Fox 17 News this morning, the debate over school vouchers has one county school board taking a stand. We're going to tell you how Governor Lee is responding to the critics.
No rain on the radar this morning, but we do have fog already creeping in. We'll see where it's most prevalent and try to find those hot spots for you all throughout the morning.
Steer clear traffic takes us to I-24 near Bell Road. Things looking a lot better after an early morning accident clears. We'll tell you what else we could be watching for just after 4:30 here on your Wednesday morning, Thursday. Let's not go back in time. Let's go forward. Thursday morning. Thank you so much for joining us here on Fox 17 News this morning. I'm Justin McFarland. Well, the search does continue for the missing 7-year-old girl out of Rutherford County. The TBI believes that she may be with her non-custodial mother. We are now hearing from the girl's father as well. Let's get to Fox 17 News' Karen Aguilar, who's live for us this morning with more on what the father had to say.
Good morning, Justin. Well, it's been 7 days and still no trace of that little girl, Iris Crum. Her father, Anthony Crum, describes her as loving and a great little kid, and you can imagine the devastation of not having her in his arms. The TBI issued an endangered child alert on Saturday. A couple days earlier, she disappeared on March the 1st. Her disappearance was in Murfreesboro. And they believe Crum is with her non-custodial mother, Kayla Serrata. TBI has not switched it to an Amber Alert because it does not meet the criteria for it, but they are still on the lookout. Anthony tells us why he believes Kayla is responsible. Take a listen.
Well, firmly believes that she's got some kind of custody rights when she doesn't. So it's all set in her mindset that, you know, she's doing the right thing when she's not. I don't know.
That's okay.
We reached out to a relative of Kayla, and we are waiting to hear back kind of on his comment on what's happening on that end. We do know that there was some comments on social media detailing Kayla as a parent, but of course TBI has identified her as a suspect. If you have any information, you can contact the Rutherford County Sheriff's Office, who is investigating, or the TBI themselves. Reporting live in Nashville, Karen Aguilar, Fox 17 News, your Code Red station.
All right, Karen, thank you so much. Well, state lawmakers advanced a bill that would force Tennessee police and sheriff's departments to report an arrest of an illegal immigrant directly to the federal government. Now, right now, law enforcement agencies across the state have discretion. For instance, Knoxville reports immigration status, but Nashville does not, by order of the mayor. This bill would remove that discretion. There has been quite a bit of pushback from several different angles.
This bill perpetuates racial profiling by law enforcement, exacerbating divisions and injustices within our society. These laws are what welcome Nazis marching in downtown Nashville chanting, "Save the white man, deport Mexicans."
Well, the bill was approved yesterday in the House Government Committee. It is scheduled for a vote in the full state House of the full state Senate coming up here next week. We want to hear from you. Should Tennessee law enforcement be required to tell the Department of Homeland Security about a suspect's immigration status? An overwhelming 87% of the people voting so far have said yes. So far, only 131 people have voted, and the numbers can get a lot higher than that. So if you want to participate, you can scan that QR code right there on your screen. You can also join us over on our X page, formerly known as Twitter. You can find us at our handle, that is Fox Nashville. Let's talk to Greg Bovis. He's handling the weather for us this morning. Greg, what are you seeing?
We're not seeing a lot in some ways, actually, but what I mean by that is not in terms of rain. We're not actually seeing the skyline very easily. We have some areas of fog that are creeping in. They're not that dense yet, and most of this is elevated fog, not quite down to the ground level, but I expect it to change a little bit here throughout this morning, so we'll keep our eyes on it. We get a break for a day from the rain. Today will be dry, actually a little sunshine this afternoon, right up near 70. A good day just to get outside, get a little fresh air, and also a good day to run some errands going into tomorrow and Saturday. We do have the rain that will ramp up, especially the later part of your Friday and Friday night before we get to even Saturday morning. Fog patches out there right now, but definitely no advisories. This is not going to be a morning we can't work through. Just know it might be out there as you go from point A to point B. Our code red threat level, we keep the arrow all clear, but we are tracking those thunderstorms into the weekend. The latest on your next weather maker and how much rain we could end up seeing by the end of it coming up in your forecast.
All right, steer clear traffic takes us to I-65 at Trinity Lane there on the north side. As you can see, traffic there moving along without delay. We are doing really nice so far out there this morning. No big problems in either directions. But of course, all that can change. That's why I've got this great job that I've got, keeping track of the traffic. Steer clear traffic live and local with you through 9.
Is it possible that this will need to wait until next year before a compromise can be reached?
Well, Crisis in the Classroom takes questions directly to Tennessee Governor Bill Lee as he's responding over a lot of pushback because of a school choice plan. Now, the Wilson County School Board says it does not approve of the idea of using taxpayer money to send children to private schools. We asked Governor Bill Lee what he thinks of all the criticism.
The education scholarship, freedom scholarships are designed to create opportunity for children and to create the ability for parents to have the greatest influence in where their kids go to school and what they learn.
That's great. And I do believe that all schools should be strong. All schools have room for improvement. But I don't believe as a taxpayer that I should be footing the bill for strengthening private schools.
Well, the vice chair, you just heard her there from the Wilson County School Board, told Fox 17 News she is facing the fiscal questions about responsibility of all three of the different plans that are making their way through the legislature right now. We'll let you know which one actually shakes out, if any. Well, coming up, a movie worker has been convicted after the death of another staffer. Plus, Alabama's government has passed a law that should help.
With 27 competitors.
This is the biggest tournament of champions ever.
Weeknights at 5 on Fox 17.
.39 is the time here on this Thursday morning as you take a live look there at the capital city of Tennessee. That is Nashville, where the skyline continues to expand and the weather continues to change. Greg Bobus will have the very latest on the latest change coming up here with your Fox 17 News forecast coming up in the next few minutes. A jury has found Hannah Gutierrez-Reed guilty of involuntary manslaughter. This is in the fatal shooting during the filming of the Western movie Rust. Now, prosecutors say she was sloppy with the weapons and the ammo there on the set. Her defense argued that it was the actor, Alec Baldwin, who was the one who mishandled the weapons. Gutierrez-Reed was found not guilty on a second charge of evidence tampering. In the meantime, Baldwin was rehearsing in the 2021 October incident where he was handling a prop gun, and it turns out it was holding a live round. When it fired, it killed the cinematographer on the set. Now, Baldwin is facing involuntary manslaughter charges of his own. He has pled not guilty. His trial is set to begin in July. Alabama's governor has now signed a brand new piece of legislation to protect in vitro fertilization, and it does provide some potential liability or protection there in this case. Now, Governor Ivey signed the bill last night after it passed the state House and Senate. The legislation follows Alabama's Supreme Court ruling last month that says that frozen embryos should be considered children. The new state law will protect providers from lawsuits and criminal prosecutions. Governor Ivey says that the short-term legislation will also help couples continue the IVF process. Let's talk to Greg. Yes, absolutely.
Yes, so let's do it here. Weather and traffic in tandem as always. The weather situation may impact your traffic a little bit later today. Here's a look from our city view camera, and we're trying to find the city view on our camera. There's not much of it here. Elevated fog to kick off this morning. We'll see if that starts creeping down toward ground level for you throughout the morning. But getting ready, getting to the bus stop, we don't need the rain gear this time around. First bell right around 54 degrees when the kids are getting home. We'll be in the upper 60s to near 70 degrees, and we'll have increasing sunshine. So a good afternoon to maybe get outside and let out a little bit of energy. Maybe the kids have some evening sports that are outdoors. We're not taking towels to wipe down the bleachers this time around. We should be good to go. As far as the forecast goes, Future Track does show us that we're not going to have much to worry about. Some cloud cover to start. Those clouds do break up. Here is your afternoon. Get ready for a great day, because when I talk to you next year in about 5 minutes, we're tracking quite a bit of rain that moves in Friday into Saturday. 1 to 2 inches of rain in only about a 24-hour time span. We'll dive into the rest of Future Track momentarily.
Steer clear traffic for you this morning takes us out to Rutherford County. This is a live look out there on I-24 at Waldron Road. As you can see, traffic getting along out there without a whole lot of problems. We're doing well so far this morning. Latest check of your traffic accidents and incidents that are happening. We're all clear for the most part. We had an earlier crash on 24 at Bell. That has now cleared up. We'll continue to watch things for you. Well, coming up, the United States Supreme Court has now chosen a date to hear former President Trump's case that the president has immunity that protects him from election-related charges. And one study has found high levels
to curb appeal of your home. Thanks, Aaron. People have asked me to curb my appeal, but that's impossible.
Buy 2 windows, get 2 free. No payments for 24 months. Window Nation, the perfect fit.
April 25th, that is when the United States Supreme Court will hear the immunity case about former President Donald Trump. Now, they will hear arguments over whether or not the former president can claim immunity from prosecution over his efforts to overturn the 2020 election. The timing of the high-stakes case will decide whether or not the former president will stand trial before or after the November presidential election. We'll find out. Well, the Food and Drug Administration has expanded its investigation into tainted cinnamon products. The FDA announced its testing has identified several brands of ground cinnamon containing elevated levels of lead. It now recommends recalls of ground cinnamon from 6 distributors. Now, you can learn more about this on the FDA's website. More music may be removed from TikTok in the coming months. The Billboard report says that the National Music Publishers Association has warned some of its members it does not plan to renew its TikTok license after April 30th. The report says that the association's license is used by some independent music publishers, and that means more music could be silenced from TikTok. Universal Music Group has already started to pull its music from TikTok over royalty payments. Well, researchers are now raising concerns about a dangerous chemical in some popular skincare products. Now, the independent laboratory Voucher says that it has found levels of benzene as a cancer-causing chemical in several acne products from brands like Clearasil, Proactive, and Target's Up and Up. The lab is starting a petition for the Food and Drug Administration to recall these products. Researchers say that the chemical came from contaminated ingredients, and some products tested at hundreds of some of these products tested at hundreds of times above the FDA limit. Well, the IRS is now offering some Tennesseans a helping hand when it comes to taxes. Its Direct File Service is a free online program that provides step-by-step guidance as to how to fill out tax forms. It was launched back in January on a limited time basis, but they say it's now available in 12 states, including Tennessee. The program does have limits. For example, it only works for people whose wages are reported to be on a W-2. The direct file is available until April 15th. Well, happening today, the highly anticipated honky tonk by country music icon Garth Brooks' Friends in Low Places is now opening up on Lower Broadway. The bar downtown on 411 Broadway has 4 floors and over 50,000 square feet. Plus, Trisha Yearwood put together the menu there at the bar. The doors are set to open at 11 o'clock this morning. Let's talk to Greg Bobus. He is standing by with a look at your forecast, and he's going to let us know if we're going to need umbrellas down there at the Friends in Low Places this morning.
Not at all. I mean, if that is part of your plan today, just to go check it out and check out all 4 stories of it, you don't need the umbrella. You don't need the raincoat. It'll be right in the 60s here this evening going into tonight. Now, going into tomorrow, far different story. If you want to make it a Friday evening plan, you want all the rain gear you can find. Here is why. Future track goes into tonight. All of today dry. Right up near 70. Current temperatures right side of your screen all the way through 9 o'clock. Here's midnight, overnight into tomorrow. A few isolated rain showers come in, and this is going to be hit and miss. Not a whole lot of rain comes down overnight, and not much happens for the morning hours of your Friday. I'm going to stop you here as we go into lunchtime. Things begin to pick up. Watch the bottom of your screen to the top. We're going to see a few flare-up showers and weak thunderstorms through 2 p.m. and then the action really does build by dinner time into 8 o'clock. Still not quite north of the I-40 corridor when it comes to the heaviest of the rainfall, but absolutely showers and weak storms tracking through the area. I don't see severe weather, but these oranges and yellows indicate a lot of rain coming down very quickly. 11 o'clock at night on Saturday. Going into, Friday going into Saturday, and here is a few more isolated showers to wrap this up. So all said and done, tomorrow morning, hit and miss shower. Tomorrow evening, and then the overnight into Saturday morning, most of our rain will come down, and there will be a few thunderstorms that we have to contend with when that rain arrives.
Steer clear traffic out there this morning at 449. Quick look here at I-24 at Almaville Road out there. As you can see, traffic moving along just fine. That is the exit for the Nissan plant. If you're coming in from Rutherford County this morning, no big problems out there so far. We'll continue to watch the roads, let you know what we find when things start to pop up. Well, this week is Read Across America Week, which aims to celebrate and encourage literacy in our schools. Governor Bill Lee is expecting to help spread the importance of reading. He did so yesterday when he made a trip to Pleasant View Elementary School over in Ashland City.
These young people are excited about the opportunity to learn, and I'm grateful for the educators here who are committing their lives to teaching them.
Read Across America Week was an initiative by the National Education Association. It is happening the very first week of March every year and kicks off National Reading Month. Well, almost 2/3 of fourth graders in the United States are struggling to read at grade level. Fox 17 News is partnering up with Reading is Fundamental and our parent company, Sinclair Broadcast, for Sinclair Cares, supporting children's literacy. You can scan the QR code right there on your screen. That will take you to a site where you can donate to our virtual book drive. A rare bird was rescued and relocated. This is after a brief stay on the Las Vegas Strip. Now, we're talking about the yellow-billed loon. It was discovered in the foundation of the Bellagio on Tuesday. Now, they temporarily paused the famous water show there at the Bellagio in order to get to the bird. The National Park Service says it's one of 10 of the rarest birds that is regularly bred on the United States mainland. The Nevada Department of Wildlife says that the bird was captured and then relocated to a more suitable but remote location. The agency says that it had no apparent injuries and thanked the staff at the Bellagio for their help. Like the water show. I like the water show there too. Well, last month, the planet's hottest overall February was on record, and that marks the 9th month in a row that global records were broken. That's according to brand new data that's coming in from the European Union's Climate Monitoring Service. Now, officially, February was 1.77 degrees Celsius warmer than the average February in pre-industrial times. It also caps off the hottest 12-month period on record in history at 1.56 Celsius degrees above the pre-industrial levels. Well, coming up, one library is now helping some of those borrowers out there pay the fines, but it's not using money. We're going to tell you why cat pictures are an accepted form of cash in this case. And a familiar test will be changing for the next generation. We're going to tell you
Ford Truck Month. Get 1.9% financing for 72 months plus $1,000 bonus cash on a 2023 F-150 only at your local Ford dealer.
4:55 is the time. Welcome back to Fox 17 News this morning. That's a live look on Lower Broadway. You can see for yourself things have cleaned up nicely after the street has been cleaned by the city of Nashville. They try to do it every night. Going to be a busy night along Lower Broadway as usual, plus the typical shows. You've got the Predators in action. Greg Bobus will have a look at your forecast for it all coming up in a few. A public library in Massachusetts is now accepting cat photos instead of late fees for lost or damaged books this month. That's right, I said cat photos. It's called March Meowness, okay? It's a photo or even a drawing of any cat can erase fines in the first 5 days of the month. 400 accounts were cleared. The idea started when the library task force noticed a lot of younger patrons had fees dating back to the start of the pandemic. They didn't want those particular people to stop using the library because of the fines. It is now easier for children to get a hold of a cat picture than cash. So that's why they decided that cat pictures are going to be the way to go. Let's get to Greg. I've never heard of such things.
I'm not exactly sure what you even just said. Cat pictures for currency. Okay.
That's what the library says they're taking right now.
You know what? To each their own. Taking a look here. Not only are the Preds going to be at Bridgestone, but we have Nashville SC. Big game there. Geodis Park, 8 p.m. If you've already got your tickets, you're going to see them take the pitch. 64 degrees at 7 o'clock. But again, match actually starts at 8 p.m., 62 and then 61 degrees at 9. We don't slide back into the 50s until after 10 p.m. We have no rain. Should be really good here when it comes to field conditions and weather conditions for the game. Taking a look, if you want to track along, though, we got a lot of rain coming our way before we even get to Saturday morning. Your Friday, rain lingers in throughout the day and then really picks up into the evening hours and the overnight. So just keep that in mind. Your weekend itself, temperatures continue to slide. Today right near 70. Tomorrow, we'll still hold on to the upper 60s, and then it's 63 on Saturday, 56 degrees on Sunday. You'll wake up Sunday morning with temperatures that will be in the 30s, and you'll wake up on Monday morning with temps in the 30s as well.
Steer clear traffic at 4:58 this morning. Let's take a quick look here at I-40 at Spence Lane. This is over on the east side of town. Traffic there could not be better. Doing just fine as you get out the door this morning. Of course, things can change in an instant. We've got you covered with Steer Clear Traffic live and local with you through 9. Well, it's award season, and your movie knowledge can help you win some extra money by playing Hollywood Trivia. You can grab your phone and scan that QR code for your chance to win a $100 prepaid debit card. Get the question right and you could win a daily $100 prize. Now, the daily prize winners will also be eligible for a chance to win the $5,000 drawing that happens every week. All you got to do is scan that QR code and get to the question of the day. Good luck. Well, no number 2 pencil will be needed. You don't have that number 2 pencil, no problem. Beginning Saturday, the SAT exam will be fully digital. Now, the college admissions test will be on the computer, but students will still have to take a test at the testing site, so you can't take it from home. The exam is also about an hour shorter than the worksheet version that so many of us took. Another new feature is the math and reading sections are broken down into at least 2 sections. The difficulty level on the second section will depend on how well a student does in the first section. Okay? Now, results will be returned within a few days rather than a few weeks. I can't remember how long I had to wait, but it was painful waiting for that mail, looking for that letter. All right, let's move on now as an explosion rocked the Needham, Massachusetts area as the state's bomb squad was called in to try and get a hold of exactly what happened. Now, the scene was active yesterday after magnet fishers came across an unexploded military bomb. It turned out to be a World War II bazooka round. What? Just last week, a magnet fisherman, these are people who walk around with ginormous magnets looking for different types of metals. They found the explosive in a nearby river. Unsure exactly how that round ended up there. Of course, Massachusetts is known for a lot of wars, but World War II, not typically one of them. 5 o'clock hour starts right now.
You're watching Fox 17 News This Morning, your Code Red station.
Now on Fox 17 News This Morning, we have learned the identity of the family killed in a plane crash on I-40.
The search continues for a 7-year-old girl last seen in Murfreesboro. Coming up in a few minutes, you'll hear her father's pleas.
A driver is on trial for the crash that caused a Smyrna student to lose both of her legs. We have courtroom updates here on your Thursday morning.
Thank you so much for joining us on Fox 17 News this Thursday morning. I'm Erica Glover.
And I'm Jennifer Waddell. Thanks for being here with us. We've got you covered live through 9. We have a breaking news update right now as the 5 victims of that deadly plane crash on I-40 have now been identified.
Yeah, we now know the family of 5 was flying from Canada. We're showing you a photo right here on your screen. They are 43-year-old Victor Dosingo, the pilot, along with his wife, Rima, and their 3 children, David, Adam, and Emma.
We understand, according to the NTSB, that this flight had been coming from Mount Sterling, Kentucky, before experiencing catastrophic engine failure. Still working to find out the official cause of the crash, but we will keep you updated as we learn those details.
We're also starting your Thursday morning with top 3 headlines that you need to know before heading out the door. International headlines, we begin there. Houthi rebels killing 3 crew members on a commercial ship near Yemen in a missile attack that happened yesterday. The attack also reportedly forced the surviving crew to abandon the ship. The White House condemning the strike on the commercial vessel.
Washington seems on track right now to avoid a partial government shutdown that would happen tomorrow. Today, the Senate is taking up a package of 6 spending bills that cleared the House just yesterday. They would pay for the Justice Department, the Department of Commerce, Veterans Affairs, the Department of the Interior, Transportation Department, and more departments through the end of September. So if they do get this passed here today or tomorrow, this would last through September.
And President Joe Biden is going to deliver his State of the Union address tonight, and you can watch it right here on Fox 17 News. Of course, we'll have all the updates on air and online as well.
As the search continues for the missing 15-year-old in Sumner County, we're learning more now about the search for a 7-year-old considered an endangered child in Rutherford County.
Her name is Iris Crum, and she was last seen 1 week ago in Murfreesboro. This morning, we are now hearing from her father. Fox 17 News' Karen Aguilar joining us live with more on what that father, Karen, is saying.
Good morning, Jen and Erica. Well, Anthony Crum tells me he wants his 7-year-old daughter, Iris Crum, back in his arms. The TBI issued an endangered child alert on Saturday following her disappearance. That's her on your screen. She's 5 foot tall, 80 pounds, biracial, and she was last seen last Friday in the area of Blue Fox Trail in Murfreesboro, according to the TBI. Her father describes her as loving and a great little kid. He just wants her back, as you can imagine. He believes her non-custodial mother, Kayla Serrata, has had her following a custody battle dispute. The TBI has listed Kayla as a suspect and is looking for her. Anthony is pleading for the public's help if they have any information.
Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to help. Don't be afraid to call the TBI hotline. Don't be afraid if you can, if you see them, to, I don't know, maybe follow and call the TBI, or, just try to do something to help. That's all I can ask.
We've identified a relative of Kayla, and we're trying to dig deeper into Iris's disappearance. If we hear back, we'll bring that to you. The Rutherford County Sheriff's Office at this time tells me they are still investigating. Reporting live in Nashville, Karen Aguilar, Fox 17 News, your Code Red station.
5:04, checking in on your Code Red forecast here on a Thursday morning. We don't have any rain this time around. Today's the only dry day until Sunday, so take advantage of it the best you can. There are some areas of patchy fog. Most of this elevated right now. I have a lot of indicators that this may end up making its way down to ground level and could slow us down a touch, getting a little bit closer to sunrise. More thunderstorms tracking late tonight and especially into the second half of tomorrow. The first half of your weekend looking pretty rainy, and those are the 3 big notes here to start off today and get us into the weekend. Right now, 54 degrees. Again, there is no rain coming down. As Justin mentioned earlier, we just get the street all cleaned up before the busier nights leading into the weekend. Fog is the thing. Just watch out for it. I had you in a yellow light yesterday because of the rain and the fog combination. This time around, just a little caution, but really no worries overall when it comes to weather impacting your drive. We're fairly cloudy for right now, but grab the sunglasses for later. You're going to want them. We have some bursts of sun that move in this afternoon. Right side of your screen, we're in the 50s. We'll be up to right near 70 later this afternoon.
Greg, I will gladly trade my umbrella for sunglasses. Okay?
In a heartbeat.
Oh, yes. Okay, let's check in with your Sure Clear traffic update. We're not seeing any issues, but we do want to take a live look still. I-65 at the I-24 junction, and you can see for yourself, no slowdowns as of right now. We'll continue checking in on all your traffic updates, though, throughout 9 a.m.
It's 5:06 right now. Jurors hearing their second day of testimony in the Daniel Riley trial. This is happening in St. Louis, and Daniel Riley is the man driving the car that hit mid-state student athlete Janae Edmondson. He caused the crash that ended with the Smyrna High School volleyball standout losing both of her legs.
Well, Janae's father sharing his heartbreaking experience Tuesday, treating his daughter's injuries at the scene. Imagine that. Janae's mother and Janae Edmondson herself are both expected to go ahead and take the stand in the upcoming days. We're going to hear those emotional moments from the trial coming up later this morning with Fox 17 News investigative reporter Amanda Chen.
New information this morning after a bouncer is charged with assaulting a customer. What we've learned about that bouncer's license.
Also ahead.
Stock sets going on right now.
.9 is the time when we do have an update now regarding a Midtown bouncer facing charges after a customer ends up in the hospital. Well, Fox 17 News, we have confirmed that the state went ahead and suspended Richard Cornelius' license to work for security.
So why was he working that night when all of this happened? Cornelius faces assault charges after police say he hit Austin Turner, causing him to fall. Police say Turner tried to get back inside the tin roof, leading to a fight. Turner's family confirms he has now been taken off of life support.
In Operation Crime and Justice this Thursday morning, detectives say a teenager is now in custody, charged regarding a Madison murder at an apartment complex last month.
Metro Police say they arrested 16-year-old Jakari Pirtle just yesterday, found him on 11th Avenue. They say they also found 2 guns in his car. The shooting back on February 25th killed Emmanuel Scott. Police say both men lived at the Charter Village apartments and that Scott died during what looked to be a robbery.
We do want to take a moment though and check in for your Thursday forecast. The good news is we're not going to be dealing with showers. Finally.
No, we are not. Finally, a day off here. And there's a lot happening around town later on. We have the Preds, we have Nashville SC, Garth Brooks' new bars opening up. There is a ton to do. There always is in Music City. But if maybe you're going to the Preds game and when you get out, you might want to hang out on Lower Broadway. Temperature as the game is wrapping up right around 55 degrees. It'll be dry, it'll be mild, and that will continue throughout the overnight hours. We don't get out of the 50s at any point. Not even much of a breeze, so you don't need the winter coat as you're getting away from the ice. You might actually warm up when you go outside. Just keep that in mind. You will want the Fox 17 Code Red weather app, though I cannot stress this enough this morning and tomorrow morning, because by the evening, if you've got evening or nighttime plans for your Friday, a lot of rain moves in very quickly and does not wrap up until we get into the second half of Saturday. We're going to focus on your weekend because much cooler times are ahead, not just for the afternoons, but I'll let you know when 30-degree overnight temperatures return to the forecast. But right now, no rain to slow you down this morning, and hopefully steer clear traffic is looking pretty good.
All right, Greg, thank you so much. Steer clear traffic right now looking good, too. We have a live look from I-40 where the sleeping trucks are hanging out over by White Bridge Pike. This is the usual. There's a nice wide shoulder, especially in those outbound lanes where they can hang out and get a rest. The headlights you see is traffic coming into Nashville right now. So not a whole lot of volume, but definitely folks already making their way in. No crashes reported right now, so that's great news. We'll check in on steer clear traffic again in about 5 minutes.
Also ahead in politics, President Joe Biden has a big chance to present his particular agenda tonight. We're going to share what you can expect according to his administration and the State of the Union address.
A rheumatologist for Rinvoq and take back what's yours. AbbVie could help you save.
Get severe storm warnings for your area. Download the free Fox 17 Code Red weather app.
Good morning and welcome into Fox 17 News this morning. Hope your day is off to a great start. It is 5:14. Live look on Lower Broadway.
Yeah, a lot of changes happening tonight there. Garth Brooks' bar is finally opening to the public.
The official grand opening.
Yes. So a lot of folks are going to be down there. And then we have the Preds game. And what else is happening there on Lower Broadway this weekend?
Well, I know a lot of folks are going to be in town for the big Nashville SC games.
Yeah. And then looking ahead to next week, we have the SEC tournaments.
We have the SEC tournament. We have Auburn baseball coming to play Vandy. And we have a huge gymnastics meet involving 9 colleges coming to Nashville next week as well. So yeah, always something going on.
Well, happening today, President Joe Biden is going to deliver his State of the Union address to Congress. One Tennessee lawmaker, though, sharing his perspective and says his expectations are low.
Well, I just hope he doesn't fall asleep, first of all. But that being said, I think what you'll see is he'll levy a lot of accusations at Republicans. That's what he did last time.
Especially given that the State of the Union is coming during an election year. The White House says that President Biden is going to try to highlight the work that he's done for the American people over the past 3 years and lay out whatever his vision might be for the future. He is expected to talk about efforts to lower health care costs, as well as protect abortion access. You can watch the State of the Union and see for yourself. Can't wait to hear your thoughts on it. We'll be sharing all that tomorrow morning, starting bright and early at 4 a.m.
And we're following some more international headlines. The White House says the U.S. is not pushing for the Prime Minister of Haiti to resign. This does come as the security crisis over in Haiti reaches a breaking point.
It's estimated right now that gangs control about 80% of the country's capital. This follows comments from the U.S. ambassador to the United Nations just yesterday. She told reporters it's urgent that Prime Minister Ariel Henry, quote, move forward on a political process that would lead to the establishment of a presidential transition council leading to elections. Now, the White House press secretary trying to clarify what was meant there.
We are definitely not pushing the Prime Minister to resign. That is not what we're doing, but we have underscored that now is the time to finalize a political accord to help set Haiti on a path to a better future, and that is something that we've been working on for some time.
Wow, so Henry was appointed prime minister shortly after Haiti's president was assassinated. That was back in July of 2021.
5:16 back here at home, and some sports headlines for you. Tennessee men's basketball with a chance to win the SEC regular season title overnight. All they had to do was beat South Carolina, and the Vols played like they really wanted it.
I'm smiling because that's my home state, but here we go. Go Vols. Not an easy matchup, especially since the Gamecocks. They beat the Vols back in January. Vols opened up a lead in the first half. Gamecocks, they tried to work their way back, but it just did not succeed.
Well, and this was a road game for the Vols. I mean, you can see they were playing in South Carolina. Our star guard for Tennessee, Dalton Connect, had a huge night, 26 points. Connect would finish with a game high 26, and Tennessee wins 66-59, securing that SEC regular season championship.
Vols winning it outright for the first time since 2008, so that is quite the accomplishment for them. Just about 5:18. We want to check in now for that Thursday forecast. We are almost to Friday, but listen, go ahead and enjoy the sunshine today. It's not sticking around.
Not at all. This is the one day we'll have until Sunday when we have sun and no rain. Tomorrow, if you've already got plans for the evening dinner plans, if you're just going to go out tomorrow night, you got to listen closely because rain moves in very quickly. As far as the school day goes today, first bell, kids are getting to school off the bus there, right around 54 degrees, no rain gear needed today. After school, 67 degrees will be our temperature. All in all, a really nice afternoon to get outside, let off a little bit of steam, a little bit of energy here before the rain moves back in tomorrow. Let's take a look here. Future track all the rest of today into the afternoon. We'll actually get a little bit of sunshine by the end of today. Overnight, rain begins to move in. A few isolated rain showers starting right before midnight, and those will be on and off tomorrow morning as well. It shouldn't slow you down for your morning drive, but you'll want to put the umbrella in the car because when you're leaving later, here we go. This is 2 o'clock in the afternoon for your Friday. 2 o'clock goes all the way through 8 p.m. From south to north, rain really begins to overspread. We've got yellows, oranges, reds. That means heavy rainfall and possible thunderstorms all the way through 11 o'clock, and those will even stick with us in the plateau until early morning on Saturday. I don't see severe weather, but I see 1 to 2 additional inches of rain coming down, and we already saw about 2 inches of rain earlier this week. So that's going to lead to some ponding, some standing water Saturday morning into the afternoon. Keep that in mind. Then we get cold. We'll go from near 70 today and tomorrow to 30s overnight, Saturday night and Sunday night.
Steer clear traffic. Let's get to the very latest happening out there on the roads. That includes I-24. This is very close to the Broadley Parkway area there. This is going to be south of town near Antioch. Traffic there moving along without delay. We're doing fine as you get out there so far this morning. Other areas of town are doing just about the same. Overall drive times look like this. 59 minutes coming down from Clarksville, 53 minutes from Murfreesboro, 28 minutes coming in from Franklin. We are watching possible crashes throughout the mid-state, but so far, nothing we can see on our cameras are slowing you up here this morning.
Justin, thank you so much. We have an important update for homeowners in 2 mid-state counties who really pushed for answers about how transmission to and from a proposed TVA gas plant near Ashland City would impact all of them.
Right. I mean, so the gas plant, the pipelines, and everything is what has had these neighbors so upset. The Tennessee Valley Authority did host an open house yesterday, talking one-on-one with, are you ready for this? 400 landowners who showed up.
Wow.
That's a big response. They live in both Cheatham and Robertson counties because both of those areas would be impacted. This group would be impacted, for example, by the construction of the transmission lines. And, by the way, that work doesn't even include the hundreds of acres that the TVA would have to take for the gas plant itself.
We won't take any homes. We don't enter into any transmission project with the expectation or assumption that we're going to have to use eminent domain. That's why we're here today, presenting options and alternatives.
This is simply one more destructive device for a tranquil, peaceful, non-industrialized agricultural residential community, and it's fraught with government overreach.
All right, so you're listening there to one of the mayors involved in all of this. Fox 17 News continuing to bring you updates on the story, including maps like this one that show you the proposed span, right, the scope of this project. So we had that open house yesterday, 400 people showed up. That's going to continue today. It's from noon until 7, so from lunchtime through past rush hour. It's going to be at the Hampton Inn in Ashland City. So if you could be impacted by this, noon to 7, Hampton Inn, Ashland City.
I'm curious if they see even more people showing up today to speak out. Hey, one Tennessee lawmaker has some questions about the governor's school choice bill that is
Price anywhere, and you get a lifetime guarantee. Relax.
Budget breaks. Breaks starting at just $100.
Relaxing.
.524 is the time. Lawmakers from the Tennessee House of Representatives spent 4 hours talking about a bill that would allow public school money to be used for private schools. Lawmakers took the time to ask questions about the details of that bill. Now, one question came up was fairly awkward to answer for some lawmakers. The question says, does it matter what kind of private school that the voucher would go to? Listen.
I think it's important for it to be on the record that if I was to open up a school for Muslims today, or a satanic school today, and I got through the category 1 through 5, or a school for LGBTQ for that matter, and I got through the category 1 through 5 accreditation, would I be able to receive vouchers?
The description of private school in the bill says that if you're a category 1 school, you're approved to receive scholarship recipients. If you're a category 2 through 5 school, you would have to be in operation in the state for at least 3 years before you enroll scholarship recipients. But if you are a category 1 through 5 school and you meet the requirements to be eligible, then you would be able to receive scholarship recipients under this program.
Now, keep in mind, in addition to whatever it is that comes out of the Tennessee House, there's also a Tennessee Senate bill, and the governor has his own plan. At some point, all of these different bills and ideas need to come together to create one plan to be voted on.
And here we are at 525, taking a look at your Code Red forecast. Up and out the door, getting that cup of coffee here on your Thursday. Temperatures are in the 50s. They're going to stay there the entire morning, and then they will climb back into the 60s here right around lunchtime. We're overcast for the time being, but don't let you think that today's going to be a gloomy day. Sunrise 6:08, sunset going to be at 5:48. We'll be up near 70 degrees when the sun does set, and we will also have an increase in sunshine throughout the day. All good things. Tomorrow, not so good. We have rain that moves in, isolated showers for the morning, and then rain picks up in coverage for the afternoon and evening, and then thunderstorms late in the day into the overnight. You can track it with the Fox 17 Code Red weather app. All of that rain brings in a cold front for this weekend. We go to 63 degrees for your high temperature on Saturday, 56 on Sunday. That means we'll go from near 70 degrees tomorrow afternoon to 35 by Sunday morning. If you're making plans for your weekend, you're going to pick Sunday as the drier day. Saturday's not a washout. The morning hours have the better chance for rain. The afternoon and evening gradual clearing, and the temperatures, though, unfortunately begin to fall throughout the day.
Steer clear traffic out there for you this morning gets us to I-40 at 2nd Avenue there. On the South Loop, traffic moving along down there without issue. We're doing fine out there this morning. The flashing lights you're looking at is construction happening off of the interstate at a couple of areas there where they continue to build brand new towers that's continuing to rise all over the city of Nashville. But this one on the South Loop, I believe near the Pytown area, probably over here, is where some of those flashing lights are. But no big hang-ups out there on the road so far. We'll continue to follow things for you live through 9. Well, coming up, country music icon Garth Brooks and his highly anticipated honky tonk is finally going to open to the public today. We're going to tell you what you need to know before heading that way.
Ever.
weeknights at 5 on Fox 17.
This Fox 17 This Morning newscast is sponsored by Electronic Express. We make it happen. You're watching Fox 17 News This Morning, your Code Red station.
Good morning. Taking a look. The skyline's kind of there. We have some fog here this morning. Most of it's elevated for the moment, but we're going to watch our roadways just to make sure. That's the only weather element for now, but major rain moving in by the time the weekend rolls in.
Steer clear traffic takes us to I-40 at Church Street. Things rolling along just fine. We're going to tell you where there could be problems later in the morning.
All right. Thank you so much for waking up with us here on a Thursday morning for Fox 17 News. I'm Erica Glover.
I'm Jennifer Waddell. Let's get right to our headlines. This 5:30 half hour, we begin with a search that continues this morning, not just for the missing 15-year-old in Sumner County, but we have a missing 7-year-old little girl from Rutherford County.
The TBI believes she may be with her mom, who does not have custody rights. This morning, we are now hearing from the girl's father.
Fox 17 News reporter Karen Aguilar joining us live with those updates.
Good morning. We are entering the 7th day in the search for this little girl, Iris Crum. She's 7 years old. Her father, Anthony Crum, is devastated that she has gone missing and just wants her back home. He believes that she is with her mother. That's her on the screen, Kayla Serrata. According to TBI, she's 30 years old, 5'6", 140 pounds. As you mentioned, she is the non-custodial parent of Iris. They say Iris was last seen on Friday in the Blue Fox Trail in Murfreesboro. Anthony tells us what it would mean to have her back. Take a listen.
Everything, it would. When it happens, I know myself, I'll explode in an array of emotions, and it's words won't be able to describe.
Very powerful words from the father. We also identified a relative of Kayla. We are trying to dig deeper into Iris's disappearance. In the meantime, the TBI is asking the public that has any information to please contact 1-800-TBI-FINE. The Rutherford County Sheriff's Office tells me as of this morning that they are still investigating. Reporting live in Nashville, Karen Aguilar, Fox 17 News, your Code Red station.
Okay, Karen, if you want some more updates, but go to fox17.com.
It is 5:32 right now, and Greg, bring in the joy and the multicolored Fruit Loops.
National Cereal Day for you
That
guys.
makes me want milk and a bowl and a spoon and relive my childhood.
Think of that parrot.
Do you drink the milk after you're done with the cereal?
Toucan Sam.
With all the
It
sugar
depends on
stuff?
the cereal.
Good answer. Yeah, because I feel like some are better than others, I would assume.
Like oat bran? Nah, I'm not drinking that milk.
Not so much. We're not going there for that one. I want to show you guys something that's great. Not just the fact that, get that bowl of cereal, get that warm cup of coffee, and also taking a look here, zooming out on radar, there's nothing. We're waking up here dry this morning. Please take advantage of today, because coming up when we go into tomorrow, you're going to wake up to a shower or two on the radar. What's going to happen tomorrow is this. We're going to wake up to 1 or 2 hit or miss showers. Then rain going to really pick up from south to north throughout the afternoon and evening. You may head out around dinner time, no rain at all. Leave dinner, walk outside, downpours. And we're talking about heavy rainfall. One more thing to point out, though, is that we do have incoming colder air as well. And our visibility is not all that great to start off this morning. However, we're not picking up a ton here on visibility track over the last couple of hours. I have this in motion, and as the colors pop up, you see the hot spots. Not a ton of it's making it to the ground just yet when it comes to the Nashville area, but Cumberland Plateau. I'm going to watch you guys a little more carefully. You're the ones most likely to see some of that fog develop throughout the morning. Current temperatures right side of your screen are in the 50s. We're on our way to near 70 degrees later on this afternoon.
Steer clear traffic out there for you. Let's get you to I-65 near Wedgwood Avenue. This is where things are going to be busy a little bit later today. That is when Nashville SC kicks off their big game against Miami tonight. They're the area around here, around Geodis Park. Geodis Park, by the way, just down the street. Go down about another half a mile, hang a right. It'll be there on the right-hand side. This area will be very busy coming up a little bit later this afternoon, in addition to the Predators game downtown Nashville. So a lot of traffic in and around downtown, starting in around, say, 5 or 6. So heads up on that. It's going to be heavier than usual rush hour traffic.
All right, Justin, thank you very much. We have an update now to a story that we first brought you yesterday in Operation Crime and Justice. We have now learned the name of the man hit and killed in his motorized scooter while he was crossing a busy Springfield highway. That person now identified as 58-year-old Gary Clark.
And THP says a 17-year-old was driving south on Tom Austin Highway when that pedestrian attempted to cross the highway Tuesday night. The pedestrian reportedly entered the driver's lane of travel and then was struck by the teenager.
Okay, so according to THP right now, that 17-year-old driver is not facing any charges. Again, they do believe that Mr. Clark came into the lane of traffic while he was on his motorized scooter, and the 17-year-old driver just, didn't have anywhere else to go. So a sad update, but just wanted to make sure that we did get you updated there.
And here on Fox 17 News, we always like to tell you what's going up, what's happening, especially today, the highly anticipated Honky Tonk by Garth Brooks, the Friends in Low Places Honky Tonk.
Yeah.
It is opening. Yeah, the bar is down on 411 Broadway. It has 4 floors, more than 50,000 square feet.
Now, it's been open. They've been doing all kinds of things in and out, getting it ready for the big grand opening, and Trisha Yearwood put together the menu.
Ooh.
So, yeah, you can go sit down, have a bite to eat, listen to live music, do the night scene thing as well. Doors open at 11 o'clock this morning. We're going to be there starting in our 7 o'clock hour.
Oh, I thought we're going.
Well, I would love to go.
Okay, let's get our boots, girl.
That would be fun. Well, we're going to take the show on the road. But yeah, we will have a crew down there starting at 7 o'clock this morning.
Coming up, though, Alabama's government has passed a law that should help IVF procedures in the state. That's in vitro fertilization. Coming up, why they were stalled, though, for weeks.
And at 5:36 right now, here's a live look on Lower Broadway where that Garth Brooks bar is having the grand opening today. So much more going on in Nashville as well. We'll tell you about all the action we're waiting on next week. SEC men's basketball. We've got a huge Vanderbilt baseball lineup.
They knew what to do and they helped me and my family. And we're really grateful.
This Fox 17 This Morning newscast is sponsored by Eurostone.
Welcome back. Just about 5:40, Alabama's governor has signed new legislation to protect in vitro fertilization providers from potential liability.
All right, all this coming after the controversy over the last couple of weeks. This is Governor Kay Ivey, who signed the bill last night, again in Alabama, after they passed the state's House and Senate. Those measures did. The legislation follows an Alabama Supreme Court ruling last month that stated frozen embryos should be considered children. The new law will protect providers from lawsuits and criminal prosecutions. Governor Ivey says that the short-term legislation will also help couples to continue the IVF process.
5:39, looking at your forecast here. What is the next big thing that's coming our way? Well, that's rain. Once again, we have one dry day. Our next maker is going to be another rainy system that moves in. This time around, putting down quite a bit of rain, 1 to 2 inches within 24 hours. Most of that going to be late day Friday, Friday night, and then the first few hours of Saturday. Overnight storms are possible, but no severe weather is really in the cards for us here, which is good news. We need more rain to keep getting a little chip into the drought that we have put ourselves into. So how does this work? This morning, a little cloud cover. The afternoon, some sunshine comes into the forecast. Up near 70 degrees right now, right side of your screen, we're in the 50s. Easy day. Overnight tonight, a few isolated showers. Here's midnight tonight, and that's going to continue through the morning hours of tomorrow. So most of us stay dry the majority, if not all of that time. It is the afternoon, and then here's the evening hours of tomorrow. Here's 2 p.m., but watch what happens 2 o'clock all the way through 8 o'clock. Rain moves in from the south, the yellows, oranges, and reds, meaning heavy rainfall and also possibility of some thunderstorms. And this will continue all the way through 11 o'clock and into the overnight, not wrapping up until early Saturday. So for your Friday plans, count on some rain coming down and maybe even heavy rain at times.
Steer clear traffic out there for you, everybody. Let's get to I-24 at Old Hickory Boulevard, making that drive in from Antioch, from Cane Ridge. We're doing okay so far out there this morning. No big holdups, although things will start to change coming up here as we get closer and closer to our 6 o'clock hour here. But we can tell you that so far we're doing all right. But a gang of people are starting to get out there. And when they do, that drive time coming in from Murfreesboro is going to creep up over an hour. This is the drive towards the airport right now. I-40 at Donaldson Pike. People can jump off there at the airport exit. You are good getting to the exit. Once you get inside the airport, that's a whole nother department.
Justin, thank you. Ahead on Fox 17 News this Thursday morning is the debate over school choice, which ramps up. We're going to take you to Wilson County, where leaders there have to say about the controversial bills.
And another bill. Knowing you're paying the lowest price in town for your repairs.
Your words soothe like the summer breeze.
Visit budgetbreaks.com for locations and coupons.
Welcome back to Fox 17 News this morning. It is 5:45. Crisis in the classroom. The Tennessee Governor, Bill Lee, responding to some pushback over his school choice plan that does involve vouchers that would be given to families so that they could cover the cost of private schools.
Well, the Wilson County School Board says it does not approve of the idea of using taxpayer dollars to send kids to private school. So then Fox 17 News, we asked Governor Bill Lee what he thinks of this criticism. Listen.
The education freedom scholarships are designed to create opportunity for children and to create the ability for parents to have the greatest influence in where their kids go to school and what they learn.
That's great. And I do believe that all schools should be strong. All schools have room for improvement. But I don't believe as a taxpayer that I should be footing the bill for strengthening private schools.
Now, on the other side of this, and I want to point this out because this is something that's not talked about a lot in all of this, there are so many private school families here in Tennessee who still pay taxpayer dollars to the public school systems, even though their children don't attend. So, you know, both sides of the story here. We've heard from so many folks, like one member of a county school board who tells Fox 17 News that she questions the fiscal responsibility of all of the plans that are currently on the table making their way through the legislature. All right, let's get to some big updates this morning, too, as state lawmakers have advanced a bill that would force police and sheriff's departments across our state to notify the feds when they arrest someone who is in the country illegally. This is a hotly debated topic nationwide because different states have taken different approaches. Out west, for example, many states have said that violates the law if you were to ask someone if you are here legally or not. So let's take a look at the potential Tennessee impact with our Fox 17 News anchor, Scott Couch.
Right now, law enforcement agencies in Tennessee have discretion when reporting a suspect's immigration status to Homeland Security. For instance, Knoxville reports to the feds, but Nashville does not by order of the mayor. This bill would remove that discretion.
This bill will clarify that all law enforcement, and that means all law enforcement, including sheriff's departments, police departments, are required to fully cooperate and to communicate with the Department of Homeland Security.
The bill sailed through the House Government Committee Wednesday with members of the Republican majority behind it, but not without spirited pushback on several different fronts.
These laws are what welcome Nazis marching in downtown Nashville chanting, "Save the white man, deport Mexicans."
We've got enough problems. We don't need to be adding to local law enforcement, immigration enforcement.
Lawmakers in Memphis and Nashville are against this bill. One argument is that mandatory reporting will make illegal immigrants less willing to talk to police about crimes in which they're victims.
How do you go about determining whether or not you think the law enforcement thinks somebody is legal or not legal?
You just have to prove who you are, and if you can't prove who you are, there's a process by which they will operate, and those processes take place.
As written, there is no penalty for not following the law other than the prospect of being hauled into court and ordered to comply.
We also want to let you know the bill is up for another committee vote in the House today. The companion bill is scheduled, though, for a vote in the state Senate next week.
So we're hearing from you about this topic. We have a live poll over on our Twitter page right now asking, should law enforcement officers in Tennessee be required to notify the Department of Homeland Security about somebody's immigration status? Like I mentioned, this is a very hot topic in states across the country, especially in border states. Right now, 89% of you say absolutely yes. Law enforcement should be required to notify the Department of Homeland Security if somebody's not here legally. In fact, there might be some of you who thought, well, wait, this isn't already happening. If you want to vote, you can scan that QR code right there on your screen. You can vote and leave us a comment. It's active right now.
All right, 5:49 is the time. If you're just now waking up with us, Greg said earlier that you need the sunglasses. That's good news. But then tomorrow, go ahead and just grab the umbrella once again.
Yeah, we're right back at it again. Most of tomorrow, at least to begin the day, the morning and early afternoon, fine. But it's going to be evening, nighttime, and then Saturday morning. We're right back into the rain, so enjoy today for what it is. All the yellow and orange bars here right now. This is going hour by hour throughout the entire day, from right around 10 o'clock this morning through around 10 o'clock tonight. We'll have a good 12-hour stretch at or above the 60-degree mark. A couple hours upper 60s to right near 70, right in the middle of the afternoon. And this will also be when the sun starts to peek back out. Now, the big question is, wash or wait? Well, depends. If you're parking in the garage, I would say today is a good day, but we have the rain that moves in tomorrow and also on Saturday. I'm just waiting until Monday, y'all, and it'll be good for the rest of the week, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, all 3 days. Taking a look, future track for you. Moving in with some cloud cover right now, but this afternoon, we are back to some sunshine, nothing to worry about. Here's when the rain begins to track in. We have a few showers that'll move in after midnight, and tomorrow morning, you'll wake up with the sun on Friday. 4 a.m. going into late morning hours. Here's 11 a.m. pop-up showers. When we talk again in a few minutes, we're going to work you through the rest of future track and see what this means for not just the rain that comes in and the timing, but a much cooler weekend in store. Right now, we're in the 50s and a little patchy fog you may run into.
Steer clear traffic for you this morning. Let's get you out to I-40 at Donaldson Pike at the airport. As you can see, traffic moving along. We were just pointing out things at the airport, especially on Thursday as we get closer and closer to spring break. For so many systems could start to get busy out there. So heads up, a lot more people could be using this exit coming up here over the next few days and weeks. Here's a look at I-65 near Harding Place on the south side of town. Things moving along just fine there as you make your way in from Brentwood and Franklin. We'll continue to watch the roads for you.
Justin, thank you. Happening this morning, this week is Read Across America Week, which aims to celebrate and encourage literacy in our schools.
Yeah, so Monday and Tuesday, Erica and I were out reading to sweet kiddos here in the Mid-State. I'm heading out today to read to another school, and Governor Bill Lee doing the same thing, helping to spread the importance of reading. He made a trip to Pleasant View Elementary School in Ashland City.
These young people are excited about the opportunity to learn, and I'm grateful for the educators here who are committing their lives to teaching them.
Hey, that's pretty cool right there. Read Across America Week is an initiative by the National Education Association, and it is the first week of March every single year, and it does kick off National Reading Month.
Did you know that almost 2/3 of fourth graders in the U.S., though, struggle to read at grade level? Fox 17 News is partnering with Reading is Fundamental and our parent company, Sinclair, for Sinclair Cares, supporting children's literacy. This is our effort to try to make sure more kids get books and get the, the education and the help that they need. If you'd like to help us help them, scan the QR code that's right there at the bottom of your screen. That will take you directly to the link where you can donate a virtual book.
Jen, have you heard the saying, mi casa es su casa?
Oh, yeah.
All right. Well, you know Eric Church. You know him?
Of course.
Okay, well, he's taking this to the next level.
Oh, boy.
We're going to explain.
Okay, Chiefs on Broadway, where his house is your house.
Yeah.
And still to come, are you watching what we're watching right here? Incredible video for one dog.
Oh, and right when I got ready to reach and pick the gun up, my son ran in the room. And he asked, Mom, what are you doing?
On the 700 Club, Thursday.
Good morning and welcome back into Fox 17 News this morning. It is 5:55. Happy Friday Junior, Friday Eve, Baby Friday.
Whatever you want to call it.
Whatever you want to call it. We're here for it. It is Thursday. It is March the 7th and a foggy, kind of drizzly look this morning from downtown Nashville. But we're here to tell you this is going to clear out. And Greg says you're going to need the sunglasses later today. So take heart. Be encouraged that the sun is going to come out, not tomorrow, but today.
Be encouraged. Okay, Jen, thank you. All right, get this. Let's talk about Eric Church. The country star is giving fans the deed to a piece of his new bar on Broadway. Yeah, the new bar is called Chiefs. We've been tracking, how it's going up, how the building process is happening. Well, fans will be able to get one of these deeds with an actual brick number they can call their own.
How about that?
I like it.
Okay, Church says that the fans are the ones who helped him build his career brick by brick, and this is his way of honoring their loyalty. So he says the new Chiefs bar will feature an area for ticketed shows. There will be a studio there where they'll broadcast his radio show, and more than 4,000 of his concert posters will be up in that area. All in all, folks, it's going to be a giant honky-tonk and event space, so get ready.
Okay, so we talk about the loyalty of customers. Let's talk about the loyalty of a dog. A young pup in Detroit running an entire mile looking for some help.
Buddy, okay, the 3-year-old pit bull mix, Aries, had been in a car with her owner when another car bumped them and caused a crash. Well, when the car crash happened, Aries, the dog, jumped out and ran all the way to her daycare, like her doggy daycare, a mile away, trying to get help for her mom.
I love that. That's a good dog right there. Yeah, we're showing you the video, the surveillance footage. The dog was out there barking outside the daycare entrance and then pacing back and forth. So
she's like, something's going on, something's going on.
So we're just showing you some of that video. They got out there, they realized something wasn't normal.
Oh my gosh, what a good dog. What a good dog. Now the staff, as you can see here, they're trying to figure out, okay, what is it, girl? You know, I can just hear them, like, what is it, good? What is it, girl? Show us. You know what I mean? Like, that's how you would talk to your dog. So the staffers got involved. They realized what had happened, and this story came to a great ending.
Well, now that it's award season, go ahead and put your movie knowledge to the test, and you could win some extra money by playing Hollywood Trivia Contest right here on Fox 17 News.
All right, get after it, movie buffs. Grab your phone right now, open up your camera, scan that QR code. What it does is it takes you to a link on your phone. You tap that link, and then you can register to answer today's trivia question. You get it right, you can win $100 and that Visa gift card. Plus, every daily winner is then entered to win the $5,000 weekly grand prize. Good luck.
Well, hey, Greg, we looked out at a live book, and it looks pretty dreary out there. Jen said drizzly, which I had never heard of before. Drizzly.
Drizzly.
You like
Drizzly. No, it's definitely gloomy. I'll tell you right now, it's just fog, though.
But listen, that's good.
Yeah.
It's just fog. Okay,
Just
no actual
fog.
rain.
Just fog, yeah.
So that means we're not losing our riz. So we can be like rizzly even if it looks drizzly.
I don't know where we just went.
Parents, if you have teenagers, you know what I mean. Also young people. By the way, riz is the new slang for someone who has charisma.
I'm looking this up.
Hey, Greg.
Taking a look here. This is not an active radar scene. This is future track going into tomorrow. I know someone's going to pull that later. I should not have done that. Taking a look. 2 o'clock on your Friday takes us into the evening hours. I wanted to fast forward because today will stay dry. No drizz out there this morning. We're taking a look at that tomorrow, though. If you have plans, late afternoon toward the evening, here is 8 o'clock through 11. We absolutely are going to be working through some pockets of some heavy rainfall with some embedded thunderstorms. Now, we're not going to have severe weather, but please make sure that if you do plan to go anywhere outdoors tomorrow, that you have that umbrella with you, especially the second half of the day. Then we turn colder, but today, 70 degrees later on this afternoon. We're in the 50s and foggy right now.
Steer clear traffic for you out there this morning. Let's get you to 65 on the north side there, 65 near Trinity Lane. You can see how the traffic is moving along there. No big problems, even though the sun is starting to come up. People are keeping their lights on because of the cloudy conditions out there so far this morning. We will continue to follow things on the road. 6 o'clock normally is a big changeover as far as how the traffic flows. Well, we're going to see that coming up here over the next few seconds as we're moving the camera already. The 6 o'clock madness has begun, which is appropriate because the 6 o'clock hour starts right now.
You're watching Fox 17 News This Morning, your Code Red station.
At 6 o'clock right now on Fox 17 News This Morning, we have learned the identities of the 2 adults and the 3 children killed in this plane crash on I-40.
Coming up in a couple of minutes, hear from the father of a 7-year-old girl that has been missing for a week now. She was last seen in Murfreesboro.
Thank you so much for waking up with us here on a Thursday morning. For Fox 17 News, I'm Erica Glover.
And I'm Jennifer Waddell. Let's get right to your latest headlines here this 6 o'clock hour.
We're going to begin with a breaking news update as the 5 victims of the deadly plane crash on Sunday along I-40, they have now been identified. We now know the victims are all members of the same family, and I should say they were flying from Canada. It happened on Monday.
Yeah, flying from Canada. They had made a stop in Kentucky and then continued here to Nashville. So here we go. 43-year-old Victor Dosenko, the pilot, along with his wife, Rima, and their 3 children, David, Adam, and Emma. The NTSB says their flight, as I mentioned, was coming from Kentucky, Mount Sterling to be exact, before they had catastrophic engine failure. Why did they have catastrophic engine failure? That is something that the NTSB is currently working to find out. They have reconstructed the plane in Springfield in a hangar out there to try to get more answers.
We also have some new updates this morning regarding the search for a missing 7-year-old girl out of Rutherford County. The TBI believes she may be with her mother, who right now does not have custody.
Yeah, and this morning we're hearing from that little girl's father. Fox 17 News reporter Karen Aguilar joining us live with his side of the story.
Anthony Crum, the father of Iris Crum, tells me that he's gone 7 days without his little girl and just wants her back. As you can imagine, the pleas of any parent that doesn't have their child in their arms and are wondering where they are. The TBI issued an endangered child alert on Saturday following her disappearance. That's her on the screen right there. She is 5 feet, 80 pounds, and biracial, last seen on Friday in the area of Blue Fox Trail in Murfreesboro, according to the TBI. Her father describes her as loving and a great little kid. He believes her mother, Kayla Serrata, who doesn't have custody of her, has her following a custody battle dispute. The TBI has listed Kayla as a suspect and is looking for her. Anthony has a message for her. Take a listen.
Stop running. You're making it worse for yourself, Kayla. You're only making it worse. You know, you're making it worse for yourself. You're making it worse on Iris. Just stop and let me have her, because eventually they will find you and your time's running out.
TBI asked the public if you have any information on the whereabouts of Iris that you contact 1-800-TBI-FIND, or you can also contact the Rutherford County Sheriff's Office, who tells me as of this morning that they are still investigating. Reporting live here in Nashville, Karen Aguilar, Fox 17 News, your Code Red Nation station.
6:03 our time right now, taking a look at your forecast. The big 3 things to know in the weather world leading you to the weekend. Areas of patchy fog this morning. The most dense fog in the plateau. We have no advisories, but even our sky cameras over downtown Nashville picking up that elevated fog, and it's creeping its way closer and closer to ground level. So we'll keep our eyes on it here in all of our neighborhoods. Today is the only dry day until Sunday. It's the run some errands day. It's the get the outdoor run in kind of a day. And then we get back to some showers and thunderstorms for your Friday and your Saturday, especially late in the day, tracking into the overnight Friday night. Right now, there's that sky. You can kind of make out downtown. So again, not the most dense fog we've ever seen, but definitely could slow you down in a patch or two. 55 degrees right now, fairly overcast. The fog is the main feature this morning, but grab the sunglasses for later. You won't need them now. But the drive home, sunshine does creep back out. We'll go from the 50s on the right side of your screen all the way up to the upper 60s, if not 70 degrees. Great day ahead of us here. Overnight stays in the 50s. Tomorrow, 70. Rain moves in, especially again late, which we'll track for you. Then everything falls out when it comes to temperatures. 63 on Saturday, 56 on Sunday. Nighttime temperatures. Even though we spring forward, and we are in spring soon, we're talking about temperatures that'll be in the 30s Sunday and Monday morning.
Steer clear traffic for you. Let's get out the door at 65 at Trinity Lane there on the north side. You can see for yourself how traffic is moving, but starting to bunch up. As you make that drive down from the north side, Madison and Hendersonville, Goodlettsville, Whites Creek, Jolton, all of you part of this particular drive that is always gets busy there on the north side. People also keeping the lights on despite the fact the sun is up. Let's show you those drive times right now. Hendersonville coming in at 28 minutes. Murfreesboro close to 70 minutes, already over an hour coming in from Murfreesboro, 26 minutes in from Mount Juliet, at least for right now.
Jurors are heading to their second day of testimony in the case of Daniel Riley, which is set for St. Louis. It happened yesterday in the courtroom.
Right. So this is a story that we've been following since it happened, because Riley is the man who police say caused the crash that ended with Smyrna High School volleyball standout Janae Edmondson losing both of her legs. And by the way, Riley should have never even been driving. Janae's father sharing his heartbreaking experience on Tuesday. He is the one who had to first treat his daughter's injuries at the scene. He told us, we heard in the courtroom, that he knew immediately that she had already lost one of her legs in that crash. So we understand that Janae herself and other members of the family are expected to take the stand in the upcoming days. We will be hearing emotional moments from the trial up to this point and be looking ahead. Coming up this morning, starting in our 7 o'clock hour with Amanda Chin.
Right now in Operation Crime and Justice, we understand a teenager is charged for the murder at a Madison apartment complex that happened last month. We're showing you a mugshot right behind us here. Metro Police say detectives arrested 16-year-old Jakari Pirtle yesterday.
They say that they found 2 guns in his car when they got to him. Emmanuel Scott is the one who died in the shooting back on February 25th. Police say both of these men lived at the Charter Village Apartments and that Scott was killed during what appeared to be a robbery. Police right now still looking into some other possible suspects.
We have one Tennessee lawmaker that has some questions about Governor Bill.
Within the leading wipes, 9 out of 10 wipe users would recommend Garnier Micellar Cleansing Water by Garnier Naturally.
This Fox 17 This Morning newscast is sponsored by U.S. Pest Protection.
.609 is the time. Lawmakers from the Tennessee House of Representatives spent 4 hours, 4 hours, talking about this public school choice bill. It would allow taxpayer dollars to be used in order to send students to private schools. Now, lawmakers took the time to ask some detailed questions about the bill, and one question came up is, could voucher money be used for other things than just tuition? Listen.
Either they can have computers purchased or they can't. I'm confused now because I've been told that they can't have them purchased, or maybe they can. Help me out. Can students have computers purchased for them with these dollars?
I believe the question is, does the legislation allow for scholarship funds to be used subject to department approval for computer hardware, technological devices, or other technology fees that meet the requirements established by the department? And the answer to that is yes.
So it doesn't have to be used for just tuition. It can be used for other kinds of things. And that includes things like, computers or transportation or other school supplies that student would need. By the way, in addition to whatever comes out of the Tennessee House, there's also a bill in the Tennessee Senate, and the governor has his own ideas. At some point, all of these need to come together for one plan for everyone to vote on and agree on.
Time right now is closing in on 6:11, and this is one of those days where maybe you want to let the kids get outside, just burn off a little energy, let off a little steam. This is the one dry day we have, so the backyard forecast, no matter what you might be trying to do out there when it comes to, maybe it's the playground, tossing the ball around a little bit, 57 degrees at 9 a.m., but if you want to get out there later this afternoon, we're talking 60s to near 70, 63 degrees. At noon, 68 degrees. At 3 p.m., the entire day going to stay warm. You're going to see the sun increasing throughout the day as well. A lot of good things on tap. Here's today on Future Track. Nothing moving in, everything moving out. The fog will lift, the clouds leave. Here's 5 p.m. Everything looks good. Overnight, a few showers will track into the area. I want to stress that whatever rain we see overnight or early in tomorrow morning, tiny hit and miss showers. It's the afternoon when we have much more rainfall that moves in. So your morning commute, you might not see a drop of rain. But the afternoon toward the evening, rain does take over very quickly from south to north. This is 8 p.m. Second half of the day into the overnight. Showers and decent thunderstorms are possible.
Steer clear traffic out there for you this morning at 6:12. Quick look at what we're dealing with here. Our first check-in at Vietnam Veterans Boulevard there on the north side at Gallatin Pike. No problems out there coming down from Sumter County, even though, listen, it's 6:12. By 7:12, this probably is a very different looking picture. But right now, we're doing okay. Notice the headlights remaining on as well. That's because of the light fog in certain areas of Nashville that Greg has been telling you about. No major traffic tie-ups to tell you about so far this morning. We'll continue to watch things as we progress towards 9 o'clock. We do have an update on that bouncer that is facing charges of assaulting a person there at the Tin Roof Bar. We've got those details coming up. And continuing coverage of the East Bank development, Nashville's
U.S. Pest,
Nashville's most trusted pest control company.
Yeah. U.S. Pest.
You're watching Fox 17 WZTV Nashville.
We have an update here on Fox 17 News this Thursday morning regarding a Midtown bouncer facing charges after a customer ends up in the hospital. Fox 17 News, we have now confirmed that the state has now suspended Richard Cornelius's license to work in security.
All right, so Cornelius does face assault charges after police say he hit Austin Turner, causing him to fall. Right. We do understand that, according to police, Turner was trying to get back inside of the Tin Roof Bar leading to the fight. He was waiting on the ride share, tried to go back in. That's when police say Cornelius punched him. He fell and hit his head. Turner's family does confirm that he has been taken off of life support.
In your community, there are city leaders who are asking the state to create an East Bank Development Authority to keep the project on track, because it does encompass a lot, and then make sure it lives up to the, well, some say original vision.
Right, so if you can see right behind us here, we've got a map that shows you Nissan Stadium. It's that green rectangle over by Erica, and then that's the entire East Bank project there as it stands now. We have some leaders telling Fox 17 News that this started as a financial deal, but now they say it's just good for Nashville and the state as a whole to have one group overseeing this entire project so that it stays consistent in the long term.
Okay, so we're going to show you some of the renderings right here on your screen. This is what the new and improved East Bank neighborhood would look like. That's part of the vision here. But in order to make this happen, a Senate bill would create an East Bank Development Authority to promote economic development and also generate high-quality jobs in the East Bank and in the surrounding areas. Both city leaders and state leaders do tell us that this is a great opportunity to strengthen the city-state relationship on a major development that is critical for the entire state. Listen right here to Senator Heidi Campbell.
It's a bill that is meant to bring the state and the city of Nashville together in planning for the future of the East Bank project, with an eye towards the future to make sure that, you know, as administrations change on both levels, we have some good security in place.
We kind of need each other. We've got a symbiotic relationship. So having that connection, I think, is helpful as such a massive project moves forward.
Mayor Freddie O'Connell says Nashville has several examples of working with the state on large-scale development projects just like this one. He pointed to the airport, Bridgestone Arena, and Nissan Stadium as a couple of examples.
Today is the first reading, by the way, on the East Bank Development Agreement, so we'll be there for it. We'll let you know what they talk about, and then we'll keep following us until the East Bank is fully developed.
It's going to be a while, though.
Yeah, years in the making.
In health news, the CDC says smoking rates have declined, but some health experts say an increase in non-smoking developing lung cancer is cause for alarm.
Yeah, so Fox News' Ted Linder takes a closer look at why the cancer rates are going up, even though smoking rates are going down.
You may not be surprised that cigarette smokers are 15 to 30 times more likely to get lung cancer than those who don't smoke, according to the CDC. But an uptick in new lung cancer cases among non-smokers is putting health experts on high alert.
We're finding now 15 or 20% of all lung cancers are occurring in people who've done everything right. They've never smoked, they've exercised, they've eaten right, and they still get lung cancer.
The potential culprit? Long-term exposure to radon gas.
It's thought to be the #1 cause of lung cancer in never smokers.
Radon gas has no odor or color and could be lurking in homes, schools, businesses, and more.
Radon is a product of decomposition of radioactive things in the soil, which then percolates up through the soil and tends to concentrate in people's basements, and from there throughout the house. And when people breathe it in, that's when the radon causes the damage to your lung, which can lead to lung cancer.
Because radon's effects on your lungs can take decades to result in the disease, you could be suffering in silence. A growing number of doctors suggest testing your home for elevated levels of the gas. And because early detection can save lives, don't wait to have your lungs x-rayed if you have symptoms that aren't going away with treatment.
If you detect lung cancer when it's restricted to a small nodule in the lung, then stage 1, the cure rate can be 90 or 95%.
Ted Linder, Fox News.
I do want to add to this story as we send it over to Greg to talk about the weather. Radon is naturally occurring in the soil here, as you heard Ted explain. And Tennessee has higher levels of radon than the national average. So if you are buying or selling homes here, you typically have to go through a radon test process to make sure that there are not high levels seeping into the house that you're buying or selling. And then there are companies that'll come in and do a remediation, install these special like air filtration systems, for lack of a better word, to try to get it out of your house.
And before that story, I had not really known about that too much. But don't worry, I texted my husband.
It's not anything to panic about, but if you're new to Tennessee and, you know, especially like if you have a basement where part of your living area is closer to the soil that's around the walls of the basement. Something to think about. Yeah.
The more you know.
I was just going to say the exact same thing.
And by the way,
Great
you
minds,
can buy a radon test kit at stores here locally.
Oh, perfect then. So it's not a real big process.
No.
Cool. All right. What is also not a real big process anymore? It used to be. Had to walk around the whole house and change every clock you owned. Now that's not the case anymore. Most of our things and our devices are all digitized. They do it for you, but daylight saving time does begin. However, just because the clocks change themselves, now that doesn't mean that our body adjusts appropriately all the time. And this is the one that gets you more than falling back because you lose the hour of sleep. Sunset on Sunday will be at 6:50 and sunset. Oh yes, at 6:50. Sunrise, excuse me. It will be at 7:04. Here's been the long-standing debate. Do we get rid of daylight saving time? If we do, here's the 1 month it will be tough in the winter. If we got rid of the switchover and kept everything in the one time and never moved it either way, forward or back, our earliest sunset in December would be at 5:32. Earliest of the year. That's not bad. Our latest sunrise of the entire year would be early January. Nearly 8 o'clock in the morning is when the sun would come up. So perspective on both ends is always good.
Steer clear traffic out there for you this morning. Let's get to the very latest happening on I-24 at Harding Place. You make that drive into town there from the Antioch area. You can see traffic is starting to bunch up, making that drive in. So Harding Place, Haywood to Bell to Hickory Hollow Parkway, all the way back to Old Hickory Boulevard and then to Waldron Road. All of those places are filled with apartments just off of the interstate. People get on the roads off of those apartments and then things start to back up quickly. The drive time coming in from Murfreesboro, well over an hour right now. You could try to take Murfreesboro Road, but if you're going to do that, I would do it sooner than later because the school zones will start to get going here pretty soon.
Heated debates between the TVA and property owners over in Cheatham County. Coming up, what TVA is doing to let folks weigh in today.
Yeah, definitely a case of folks feeling like not in my backyard. And thanks for waking up with us every weekday morning here on Fox 17 News. We are your live local news source, always here for you through 9 a.m.
A Roku TV is just $149 now through Saturday. Shop online or at all Electronic Express locations.
You're watching Fox 17 WZTV Nashville.
6:25 is the time. So we're talking about homeowners here across 2 mid-state counties and their push for answers about how transmission lines from a proposed TVA gas plant very close to Ashland City would affect them.
Yeah, a lot of folks have compared this to a David versus Goliath kind of a situation.
I can see that.
A lot of folks have said, no, not in my backyard. So here's the deal. The Tennessee Valley Authority had an open house yesterday. They've got another one today where they're talking one-on-one. Now, yesterday they had about 400 landowners show up from Cheatham and Robertson counties. This group of folks that you see right here would be impacted by the construction of those transmission lines, the pipelines, the plant itself, if this thing were to go through.
We won't take any homes. We don't enter into any transmission project with the expectation or assumption that we're going to have to use eminent domain. That's why we're here today, presenting options and alternatives.
This is simply one more destructive device for a tranquil, peaceful, non-industrialized agricultural residential community, and it's fraught with government overreach.
Now, this open house continues on today from noon until 7 over at the Hampton Inn in Ashland City. Big controversy in that area.
Yeah, and by the way, we'll follow up later today to see how that goes. Right now, though, 6:26, let's get a quick look at your school day forecast. Y'all getting up and getting ready? I know a lot of schools are getting ready for spring break.
Yes,
spring break is next week for some
a lot of
school
kids.
districts,
Absolutely.
and then other kids are going to go the week after that. But for today, not looking too bad. It is Thursday, March 7th, as you can see on the whiteboard here at the first bell. 54 degrees after school today. If you have practice, 67 and a little bit more sunshine. So a little bit of a dreary start to your Thursday, but then after school today, looking pretty good. 67 degrees.
Steer clear traffic out there for you this morning. Let's take a quick look here at I-65. This is going to be at Dickerson Pike, very close there to the north side of town near Trinity Lane. We had a disabled box truck there a short time ago. For whatever the reason, TDOT has decided to move away from it, so maybe that means it's gone now. Either way it goes, traffic moving along just fine up there, at least for now. Things will start to slow down, though, closer we get to 7 o'clock.
We mentioned it just a moment ago. Want to remind you as we get into our 7 o'clock hour, we are going to be live in the heart of downtown Nashville as Garth Brooks opens up his brand new honky tonk officially. What to expect before we head that way.
You're watching Fox 17 WZTV Nashville. You're watching Fox 17 News This Morning, your Code Red station.
Patchy fog out there to start your Thursday morning, but sunshine is in the forecast. We're going to lay it all out for you, let you know how you compare for this weekend and the showers that are on the way.
Steer clear traffic takes us to 24 at Harding Place, where things are starting to bunch up on that drive from Antioch. We've got the latest on your drive time.
Want to say thank you for joining us for Fox 17 News this morning. Glad to be here for you. It is 6:30. I'm Jennifer Waddell.
And I'm Erica Glover. We're going to get started with some new updates this Thursday morning, letting you know how the search is continuing when it comes to the missing 7-year-old girl out of Rutherford County.
Right, you know, and here we are. It is Thursday, March 7th, and not only are the search efforts underway to find this little 7-year-old girl, but we still have a missing 15-year-old from Sumner County, Sebastian Rogers. By the way, with regards to Sebastian, no new updates in his case.
Yeah, when it comes to Iris Crum, the girl out of Murfreesboro, we're hearing from the father who says the mother does not have guardianship. So Fox 17 News' Kieran Aguilar getting some updates after speaking with that very worried father.
This is 7-year-old Iris Crum. Her father, Anthony Crum, tells me he is emotional after his daughter has been missing for 7 days now. We are in front of the TBI building in Nashville, where officials with them have issued an endangered child alert, but not an Amber alert, because she doesn't meet the criteria for it. But they are still looking very hard for her and have a suspect, her own mother. Kayla Serrata, according to TBI, she's 30 years old, 5'6", 140 pounds, and does not have custody of Iris. They say Iris was last seen on Friday in the Blue Fox Trail in Murfreesboro. Anthony tells me he just wants her back and describes his little girl.
Yeah, but Iris in herself, I mean, she's a very bubbly, outgoing, smart, respectful, kind, loving person. You know, she's just a great little kid, always happy, she used to be always happy. Yeah.
This morning, we reached out to a relative of Kayla as we dig deeper into the disappearance of Iris. I also reached out to the Rutherford County Sheriff's Office, who tells me that they are investigating where Iris could be. Reporting in Nashville, Karen Aguilar, Fox 17 News, your Code Red station.
6:32, looking at your forecast this morning. The 3 bullet points to make up your weather story this morning are fog. It is out there in many areas right now, and that is going to lift a little later today. It's foggy and cloudy, but not rainy. This is the only day we get a little break until the end of the weekend, so enjoy it for what it is, up near 70 with increasing sunshine. Rain does ramp up going into tomorrow. Keep that in mind. That fog out the door is just in patches. We have no fog advisories, but it could be enough to slow you down. Keep using the low beams even well after sunrise, just to help everyone out there. Taking a look here. Code red threat level, we don't have one. Thunderstorms into the upcoming weekend. We're going to track late Friday into Saturday. That's coming up in your forecast in about 8 minutes. Lunchtime, though, taking a look here. What are we getting into here? Not food-wise, weather-wise. 61 degrees at 11 o'clock, 66 by 1 p.m., and 70 later on today. And I got a curious question for you here today, because we're talking daylight saving time. What was the first country to implement daylight saving time? The United States, France, Germany, or Italy? I'll have the answer for you in about 15 minutes.
Steer clear traffic for you this morning. I'm not going to touch that. Let's take a look at what's happening out there at I-24 at Harding Place. As you make that drive into town, things are very, very slow. We've received rumors of a possible accident in and around this area, maybe close to Haywood Lane. Haven't been able to see it yet, but it could be out there. But things are slow, bunching up as you make that drive in. Let me show you the latest on the drive times right now. Hendersonville at 31 minutes, Murfreesboro at 64 minutes, so just over an hour right now. Franklin, 26 minutes on that drive. Coming in from Williamson County, we're going to continue to watch the roads here for you, let you know exactly what we find.
Justin, thank you very much. Operation Crime and Justice now. A man who was in a motorized scooter hit and killed trying to cross a busy Springfield highway has now been identified. And we've also learned this morning that according to THP, it was a 17-year-old who was driving on Tom Austin Highway who hit that man in the scooter as he was out there. So these are the updates and all the details that we've been able to confirm through THP. We know that the person who was on that motorized scooter is 58-year-old Gary Clark, and he went into the lane of traffic as that 17-year-old was driving on the highway. And police right now say that driver is not going to face any charges.
Happening today, and switching gears here, the highly anticipated Honky Tonk by Garth Brooks, Friends in Low Places. Well, that bar is opening. It's over on Broadway, Lower Broadway, 411 Broadway, to be very specific. I'm giving you the exact address here. You cannot miss it.
We're nailing it down.
It's 4 floors, more than 50,000 square feet. And get this, Trisha Yearwood, his wife, put together that menu. The doors do open at 11 a.m., but guess what? We got the sneak peek in there. We're going to be there around 7 o'clock. I didn't know Honky Tonks open that early, but for us, yes.
Yes, they do. So we'll be down there giving you this live look 7 to 9 a.m. The State of the Union is tonight. We'll tell you what we're expecting to hear from President Biden and how you can catch that address.
And right now, Fox 17 News showing you another live look over on Lower Broadway where it looks wet, soggy right now, but the sun is going to come up. Going to be a beautiful...
Oh, that's the wrong video.
Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm, is easy.
This Fox 17 This Morning newscast is sponsored by Destin Fort Walton Beach, Florida.
Welcome back to Fox 17 News This Morning. Your time is 6:38. President Joe Biden will deliver his State of the Union address tonight, and you can watch it right here on Fox 17.
Now, President Biden will be addressing a joint session of Congress as tradition has dictated over the last number of years. It's going to start tonight at 8 o'clock, according to the White House aides. This year's address will lay out an agenda that the president could take out on the campaign trail. Of course, he will be presumably running against former President Donald Trump in 2024. The items they're talking about include affordable health care, as well as expanding efforts to relieve student debt, as well as housing costs across the country.
Now, the president also expected to call on Democrats and Republicans to take action on issues that he thinks they should be able to agree on, like, for example, the fentanyl crisis, increasing help for veterans and mental health, plus finding a cure, he says, for cancer. So those are all the things that have been laid out in broad form ahead of tonight's address. Again, you can watch it right here on Fox 17. I believe we'll also be streaming it through our digital platforms.
And typically there's a response from the other party as well, plus response from lawmakers. We'll have all of that as well. For right now, let's get to Greg.
Forecast here for you this morning. Maybe you're a morning exerciser, getting ready to go to the gym, starting your morning routine. Temperatures are in the 50s. We had rain coming down, quite a bit of it this time yesterday. That's not the case this morning. Fairly overcast, a little bit of fog we have to work through, and then a great afternoon for us here. So it's always the question of wash or wait. What are we going to do? Had a lot of rain recently. If you have an ability to cover your car, end of Friday into Saturday morning, go for it today. If not, red lights across the board. We do have scattered showers and storms that are moving in for us here over the course of the next 48 hours. That's the big thing here on Future Track, timing out the rain that moves in. We have nothing to worry about today. This is 5 p.m. Sunshine takes over. Overnight tonight, an isolated shower or two moves in, and that lingers into tomorrow morning as well. We're not tracking widespread rain to start your Friday. By the end of the day, we will be. This is early afternoon, taking us from 11 o'clock to 2 p.m. Rain moving in from south to north. This is a brand new updated version of this, and this does keep the rain, the heavier rain, a little more to the south until more of the overnight hours, past, say, 9, 10, 11 o'clock. The yellows, oranges, and reds indicating heavy rain. A few storms can't be ruled out, but no severe weather is expected.
Steer clear traffic this morning takes us at 641 out to I-24 at Harding Place. We continue to watch that slow go of traffic moving in there from the Antioch area. So far, though, not finding any accidents out there as the cause of the slowdown, but there doesn't have to be accidents for things to be this slow at 24 at Harding Place. This can just be normal congestion out there for it to look like this. So you can try to take Murfreesboro Road, places like that, in order to steer clear. Sumner County looking a little better than that. This is Vietnam Veterans Boulevard, very close to Gallatin Pike. A little bit of a build-up, but keep in mind, Spring break starts next week, so some of those school zones will disappear, then reappear because they've all got different weeks in some cases, depending on where you are.
The debate over school choice and vouchers for private schools here in Tennessee heating up. We're going to take you to Wilson County and show you what leaders there have to say about the efforts.
And there was another
No protein? Madness. I just have air in my hands.
Tonight at 7 on Fox 17.
Alarming firefighter shortage.
Tonight on Fox 17 News at 9.
Good morning and welcome back into Fox 17 News this morning. Glad to be here for you. It is 6:44. Let's talk crisis in the classroom. The Tennessee Governor, Bill Lee, is now responding to some of the pushback over his proposal for school choice. This is what you've heard referred to as the voucher program.
The Wilson County School Board says it does not approve of the idea of using taxpayer dollars to send kids to private school. Well, Fox 17 News, we asked the governor what he thinks of this particular criticism.
The education freedom scholarships are designed to create opportunity for children and to create the ability for parents to have the greatest influence in where their kids go to school and what they learn.
That's great. And I do believe that all schools should be strong. All schools have room for improvement. But I don't believe as a taxpayer that I should be footing the bill for strengthening private schools.
That's the vice chair of the Wilson County School Board who tells us that she's questioning the fiscal responsibility here on all three of the plans. It is also worth pointing out, too, though, that current families who send their children to private schools are still paying taxpayer money into the public school systems, even though their children aren't even sitting in the classroom or using supplies or time or whatnot. So a lot of different angles to this story. We'll continue to follow it for you as it moves through the legislature.
Let's talk about political news, though. State lawmakers advancing a bill to force police and sheriff's departments across the state to notify the federal government when they arrest someone in the country illegally.
Fox 17 News anchor Scott Couch with more on this proposal here in Tennessee.
Right now, law enforcement agencies in Tennessee have discretion when reporting a suspect's immigration status to Homeland Security. For instance, Knoxville reports to the feds, but Nashville does not by order of the mayor. This bill would remove that discretion.
This bill will clarify that all law enforcement, and that means all law enforcement, including sheriff's departments, police departments, are required to fully cooperate and to communicate with the Department of Homeland Security.
The bill sailed through the House Government Committee Wednesday with members of the Republican majority behind it, but not without spirited pushback on several different fronts.
These laws are what welcome Nazis marching in downtown Nashville chanting, "Save the white man, deport Mexicans."
We've got enough problems. We don't need to be adding to local law enforcement, immigration enforcement.
Lawmakers in Memphis and Nashville are against this bill. One argument is that mandatory reporting will make illegal immigrants less willing to talk to police about crimes in which they're victims.
How do you go about determining whether or not you think the law enforcement thinks somebody is legal or not legal?
You just have to prove who you are, and if you can't prove who you are, there's a process by which they will operate, and those processes take place.
As written, there is no penalty for not following the law other than the prospect of being hauled into court and ordered to comply.
That was Scott Couch reporting, and this bill is up for another committee vote in the House today. The companion bill, though, is scheduled for a vote in the state Senate next week.
It's 6:47. We want to hear from you. We've got a live poll up right now over on our Twitter page. And this is the question. Should law enforcement officers in Tennessee be required to notify DHS if somebody is here illegally? Now, some of you might be wondering, wait, that doesn't already happen? No, it does not. And in a lot of states, they've actually banned that practice, saying that it is unlawful or that it is profiling to ask someone's immigration status. So right now, almost 89% of you say yes, law enforcement should notify DHS if someone is here illegally. Make your voice be heard. Scan that QR code right now. You can vote and leave us a comment.
All right, just about 6:49. Do want to let you know that today we're going to have patchy fog, but sunshine is on the way. And in fact, Greg, you said this is the only good day.
The only good day until after the weekend, yeah.
Okay.
A lot of roadblocks between now and then. And, we also changed the clocks. We spring forward here. The whole daylight saving time thing has been really, one of those budding conversations here for a long time. But I want to, ask you a question here. What was the first country to implement daylight saving time? United States, France, Germany, or Italy?
Well, Erica guessed.
Bing, bing, bing,
Yes.
Her spidey senses were going off.
Well, yes.
Erica, go ahead.
It's Germany.
It
But how
was
did I know
Germany. Do you
this?
know why?
I don't know why. I just know my mom told
World
me.
War II, it was an energy
Oh.
saver, and 2 years later, the United States adopted it for energy saving for World War II.
Well, the reason Erica's spidey senses are going off is because her mom is German.
Yes, so that's why I know.
So-
Thanks, Mom.
Connecting all the dots, and then there's the
Thanks,
extra
Mimi.
history lesson. Daylight saving time, we'll put that sunset at 6:50 on Sunday, and then you're going to have an earlier sunrise as you're waking up on Monday. But between now and then, we got to get through this. Friday and Saturday going to bring out our next chance for some showers and storms. Overnight thunderstorms. Most of our heavier rain is going to be well after sunset tomorrow. 1 to 2 inches of rain cannot be ruled out. No severe weather, but you'll want the umbrella. A few little pop-up showers for the morning hours tomorrow, but I would say 2 p.m. on, starting from the south, pulling to the north, rain will increase, and we might get, again, up to 1 to 2 inches of it. After we are done with that, our temperatures drop. Today, 69 degrees. Tonight, 55. Tomorrow, 70 with the increasing rain. One more night in the 50s, then a cold front swoops through. Second half of Saturday is dry. All of Sunday looks dry, but look at the morning temperatures. Sunday waking up to 35. Monday waking up to 35 degrees.
Weather Window, presented by the National Weather Desk.
Well, hello, halo. This 22-degree ring of light around the sun spotted recently over El Paso. Halos need thin cirrus clouds to form. They also need light from the sun or moon to refract off ice crystals in those clouds. And any day is a good one for catch. For Canyon the Chocolate Lab, it's extra fun when there's a bunch of snow to work with.
For more content like this, like the National Weather Desk on Facebook.
Zero clear traffic out there for you this morning at I-24 at Old Hickory Boulevard. As you make that drive in from the Antioch area, from Rutherford County, or at least the Rutherford County line out there with Davidson County, we are dealing with a bit of a slowdown, in part because of a couple of disabled vehicles here on the shoulder of the road. So watch out for that as you get out and about. Authorities have not arrived here yet, but when they do, it could slow down things a little bit more than just that. All right, here's a look at where things are going to be really busy a little bit later in the day. This is 65 at Wedgwood. That's because of a big game tonight for Nashville SC. A lot of people using this exit right here to get to the game, so heads up on the south side.
Justin, thank you so much. This week is Read Across America Week. This is the time of year where we celebrate and encourage literacy in our schools. Erica and I have already been out reading to some kids this week at the Goddard School. I've got another trip planned for today, right after the show. And Governor Bill Lee also making it part of his day yesterday, helping to spread the importance of reading at Pleasant View Elementary in Ashland City.
These young people are excited about the opportunity to learn, and I'm grateful for the educators here who are committing their lives to teaching them.
By the way, Read Across America Week is an initiative by the National Education Association. It is the first week of March every single year, and it does kick off National Reading Month. Now, almost 2/3 of fourth graders in the U.S. struggle to read at grade level.
They do, and that's why Fox 17 News is teaming up with Reading is Fundamental and our parent company, Sinclair, for Sinclair Cares, supporting children's literacy. This is an initiative right now that our company is really taking up, and we would love to invite you to donate to our virtual book drive that we have going on right now. The way that you can donate a book through this drive is by scanning that QR code right there at the bottom of your screen.
All right, you've heard the saying, mi casa es su casa. Well, this country star is taking it to the next level, brick by brick. I'm going to explain what he's doing for his most loyal fans.
And this dog might not have walked 500 miles, if you get the song reference, but this dog is a very good dog and ran quite a ways for her owner. The incredible...
Visit budgetbreaks.com. Brakes starting at just $100. Alignment starting at $59.99.
All right, right, get this. Country star Eric Church is giving fans the deed to a piece of his new bar on Broadway. It's called Chiefs. We've been tracking the progress of that new bar. Fans are going to be able to get one of these deeds that we're showing you on the screen with an actual brick number they can call their own. Jen and I were talking about, but how much does it cost? We want to check that. Church says that fans really helped him build his career brick by brick, and this is truly his way of honoring their loyalty. He does say the new Chiefs bar will feature an area for ticketed shows, a studio to go ahead and broadcast his very own radio show, and more than 4,000 of his concert posters.
All right, that's a lot of memorabilia. Hey, here's a great story to start your morning. If there's one story that you remember that keeps you encouraged for the day, let it be this one. A dog runs a mile looking for help for her owner, and it works. Watch here. This is the camera set up inside of that dog's daycare, and you can see the dog come running to the front door. Here's what happened. This is a 3-year-old pit bull mix named Aries. Aries was in the car with her owner. They were driving around Detroit, and there was a crash. A car crashed into them. Well, when the crash happened, Aries jumped out of the car, ran all the way back to her doggy daycare, more than a mile away, and she went to the front door. You could see her jumping up at the door trying to ring the bell, looking for help for her mom, who had just been in that car accident. How incredible here. So the owners come out, and you can tell. I told Erica, I feel like I can almost hear them saying, "What is it, girl? What is it? Tell us, show us what's going on." Because you can see she is, she's sitting, she's looking, she's kind of going berserk about something. Well, it all worked, because the staff at this doggy daycare figured out what was going on. They realized that the mom had been in the crash, and they got help.
Fantastic.
And what a good girl.
I just hope that girl got all the treats.
Exactly.
Hey, we have another dog of the day that we want to also give some treats to.
Of course we do. Yeah, it's that time of the morning. Taking a look here, our dog of the day is Dansby, sent in by Kendra from Smith County. Look at the smile on that face right there.
I gotta know, is Dansby named after the Dansby? Like Dansby Swanson?
One could rumor to assume so.
Because if so, I love it.
I have no confirmation.
I love it.
But it would not shock me. Dansby, have a great day out there. I'm telling you right now, this is a good day for a dog walk, maybe some fetch outside, or just chase a squirrel. Live your best life. Take a look here. Forecast going from 57 degrees at 9 o'clock to 68 at 3 p.m. We're a little bit cooler right now. We're going to keep it in the 50s until we get rid of some of the cloud cover. Once that cloud cover goes away, we'll quickly climb to near 70 degrees. How do you send in your photos just like Dansby? Well, you go to Facebook, pinned post, meteorologist Greg Bobus. That's the first post you're going to see on my page. Leave your photo right there with your name and where you're from, and that's how you see your dog right here on Fox 17 News this morning. I will tell you, going into our 7 o'clock half hour, I've got a new look at Future Track. I have changed the timing of when heavy rainfall moves in for your Friday. You're only going to get it right here when we're live and local for you from 7 to 9.
Greg, thanks so much. Steer clear traffic time. We got a situation that has popped up on I-24 at Old Hickory Boulevard. Good news, it's not major, but even the smallest hiccup on I-24 coming into Nashville can cause big problems. So again, this is I-24 Old Hickory Boulevard, and we can see that car is off to the far right shoulder, and TDOT is here. So folks are kind of pumping the brakes, trying to get around it. Currently not following any other major crashes in steer clear traffic at this hour. Great news as we approach 7 o'clock, but we will check in again in just a few minutes and let you know if you need to steer clear.
Now that it's award season, you can put your movie knowledge to the test and win some extra money by playing our Fox 17 News Hollywood Trivia Contest. Here's what you have to do. Grab your phone, it's probably already in your hands, and then scan the QR code right here on your screen for your chance to win a $100 prepaid debit card. If you get the question right, you could win the $100 daily prize, and then the daily prize winner is also eligible for a chance to win the weekly $5,000 drawing. Again, scan the QR code, go to fox17.com to also get some more updates about this.
Let's head over to fox17.com right now and find out what's trending. In other words, what are you most interested in reading about? And boy, did we open up a can of worms with this one. The article, the headline says, Five Guys customers claim that prices are out of control after a $24 receipt goes viral. Y'all have a lot to say about this. Not only is this at fox17.com and the #1 trending story, it's over on our Facebook page, and your comments are something else. So everything from, yeah, it's ridiculous, to, well, quit your whining and make your food at home. So however you feel about it, we encourage you to sound off. You can find this story online and at Facebook right now. Join us now for our 7 o'clock hour.
You're watching Fox 17 News This Morning, your Code Red station.
A very good Thursday morning to you. Right now on Fox 17 News This Morning, the active search for two missing children. One just 7 years old out of Murfreesboro. The other, the 15-year-old Sebastian Rogers from Sumner County. We are getting you updated on both of these stories in minutes.
And a fun evening out turned ugly. Coming up, we have new information after a bouncer is charged with assaulting a customer at a local bar. What we're learning about his license.
Waking up rain-free, but fog has settled in for many of us. How long it lasts, and we'll look ahead to today being a great day before the next weather maker takes us into the weekend.
We also want to start by thanking you for waking up with us here on a Thursday morning. For Fox 17 News, I'm Erica Glover.
And I'm Jennifer Waddell. We're glad to be your live local news source, always here for you through 9 a.m. Let's get straight to our top stories, live, local, and breaking here on this Thursday. First of all, it is a story that sent shockwaves across the mid-state. All 5 victims of that deadly plane crash along I-40 have now been identified. We know that they're all members of the same family. They had been flying from Canada and had made a stop in Kentucky before crashing here in Nashville. So let's get right to it. And we do have a photo of the family on that plane. We have 43-year-old Victor Dosenko, the pilot, along with his wife Rima, and their 3 sweet children here, David, Adam, and Emma. The NTSB confirms that flight was coming from Mount Sterling, Kentucky, before experiencing catastrophic engine failure in the skies above Nashville. What exactly caused that engine failure is still being investigated. In fact, authorities have been working to put the plane back together, what they can of it, in Springfield, in a hangar there, so that they can continue the investigation. And we'll keep you updated on that, of course, right here on the air, live through 9, and also online at fox17.com.
We are also learning more this Thursday morning about the search for an endangered 7-year-old out of Rutherford County. The Tennessee Bureau of Investigation, TBI, issuing the alert on Saturday for 7-year-old Iris Crum, right here behind me here, eating some ice cream. They said she was last seen on March 1st in Murfreesboro in the area of Blue Fox Trail. And this morning, we are hearing from Iris's father. Listen.
Stop running. You're making it worse for yourself, Kayla. You're only making it worse. You know, you're making it worse for yourself. You're making it worse on Iris. Just stop and let me have her, because eventually they will find you and your time's running out.
So right there, that father was talking about the mother who right now is believed to be with Iris Crum. Investigators believe that Iris is in the company of the mother, Kayla Cresera. And if you have any information, you are asked to call TBI Find.
We also want to let you know that we continue to work to get new information on the search for Sebastian Rogers. This is the 15-year-old with autism who is missing in Sumner County. And here we are in day 10 and still no answers about what happened to him. Fox 17 News continuing to follow all of the updates here on Sebastian, the Sumner County teenager who at this point, by all accounts, seemed to have vanished from his home right down the road from Beach High School. No new leads to follow. The sheriff's office has now scaled back their search efforts, and they say they've ramped up their investigation. But what exactly are they investigating? There are a lot of pieces to this puzzle that have people confused. For example, why weren't the dogs able to pick up a scent for Sebastian outside of his home? Why has he not shown up on anybody's surveillance cameras within a several-mile radius? We're going to continue asking those questions and work to get answers. If you want to see our previous reporting on the story of Sebastian Rogers, just head to fox17.com.
7:04, looking at your forecast. Fog is the name of the game for today, but what is new leading into the weekend that we have to know about that is going to quickly change our weather pattern? We don't have rain today. We have decent temperatures today, so don't worry about that. This is really a weekend focus. Today stays dry, mainly cloudy, though, for the first half of the day. Sunshine later on this afternoon. Isolated rain Friday morning. Hit and miss, not a big deal. But by later in the day, afternoon toward the evening, rain picks up for many of us. It gets heavier the later we get in the day, and then eventually even a few thunderstorms after sunset into the overnight hours. No severe weather, all clear for code red, but it's also going to be much cooler. Look at the 7-day forecast right out of the gate. Got to show you what happens temperature-wise. 69 degrees temperature today. Great. Tomorrow, 70, working into that rain. You need the umbrella, absolutely. If you have Friday evening plans, keep it in mind. There could even be some lightning out there. Then we go to Saturday and Sunday. Cold front moves in, rain moves out early Saturday, and temperatures begin to drop throughout the afternoon. We'll go from 63 to 35 overnight. We change the clock Saturday night into Sunday morning. You will wake up to a very cold and darker 35 degrees than you're used to. 35 degrees on Monday morning as well.
Stay clear traffic out there for you this morning. Let's get you to the south side of the town this morning. This is going to be I-65 at Moores Lane coming in from Cool Springs. Good morning, everyone out there coming in from Williamson County. We're just getting started with your rush hour, really. Light traffic so far, moderate maybe, coming in there from the south side from Williamson County. Nice looking lush grass. They always do a good job most of the time out there, keeping that grass cut. Here we are, I-40 at Smiths Lane, east of town. As you make that drive in, we're also looking very nice out there this morning. A little bit of a slowdown, but this is typical for this time of the day. We had a couple of disabled vehicles in 24. Those have been cleared up over the last few minutes.
Justin, thank you. Making headlines this morning, an update now on the story of a Midtown bouncer who is, as of this morning, facing charges after a customer at a bar in Nashville ended up in the hospital on life support. We now know that that victim has been taken off of life support.
Well, Fox 17 News confirming that the state has now suspended Richard Cornelius's license to work when it comes to security. Fox 17 News' Peyton Muse is joining us live now with some more updates.
Good morning, Jen and Erica. So I was working on this story and talking with the State Department of Commerce all day yesterday, and they told us just as you said that Richard Cornelius, his license is suspended, but also they're taking a look at Tin Roof, their licensing, and they're going to figure out what they're going to do. And they also filed a complaint. The State Department filed a complaint against the bar itself.
26-year-old Austin Turner has been in critical condition fighting for his life since February 18th. Police say Tin Roof security guard Richard Cornelius got into a fight with Turner outside of the bar when Turner tried to get back inside. Police say Turner fell to the ground unconscious after Cornelius hit him. The affidavit says nearby surveillance video shows Cornelius swinging at Turner several times and striking Turner at least once. Tammy Barrett lost her son Dallas back in 2021 at the hands of 6 security guards and a customer at Whiskey Row. Her message to Austin's family:
I am so sorry that you're having to go through this. I'm sorry that your child is lying in a hospital bed, and I know that you're hurting. The only thing that I can say is, if you ever want to talk, I'm here. If you need a hug, I'll come and get you and hug you.
Barrett is still waiting for a trial date, but prays for justice for her son and now for Austin Turner.
We actually reached out to Richard's attorney yesterday. They're not going to provide us a comment at this time, but if you'd like to see the full statement from Tin Roof, head over to our website at fox17.com, and we're going to continue covering this story as more information comes in. Reporting live in Midtown, Peyton Muse, Fox 17 News, your Code Red station.
Well, coming up, one Tennessee lawmaker has some serious questions about the governor's school choice plan. We're going to hear some of the awkward responses to some of the pointed questions asked.
But don't worry, we got this.
At AFS, we'll do a home inspection for free.
This Fox 17 This Morning newscast is sponsored by Tennessee Home Buyers.
7:11 is the time. Lawmakers from the Tennessee House of Representatives spent 4 hours talking about a bill that would allow public money to be used for private schools. Now, lawmakers took the time to ask and answer questions about this bill, detailed questions. One of the lawmakers who is sponsoring this says they have spent long hours, days, weeks, and months trying to put this together.
My intent of one vote is the legislation that you have before you that we will protect, because I think we believe, and you can ask other people here, that we believe this is a very, very good piece of legislation, and every piece of it is important. We spent a lot of time on this, and I know there's differences in the two bills right now, And that's where we continue to work. The speakers continue to work back and forth of trying to convince our colleagues down the hall that the version we have is most beneficial to public education.
Some of the things in this bill might be beneficial in the short term. However, the end goal for voucher proponents is what the governor stated a few months ago: universal vouchers with no caps on income or number of recipients. Anything short of that concept in the current legislation is just a step towards that goal. Public schools are not afraid of competition, but the playing field must be level.
That last gentleman you just heard is a director of schools for a Eastern Tennessee school system there. In addition to whatever comes out of the House, of course, there's a Tennessee Senate bill that they're being worked on right now. The governor also has his own idea. At some point, though, all that it's got to come together with one plan that everyone can vote on.
And our time right now is 7:12, and this is, well, for many students, the last week of school before spring break. So first bell, 54 degrees as buses are picking the kids up right now, 67 when they get home, increasing sunshine throughout the day, the only dry day until Sunday.
Well, coming up, steer clear traffic this morning takes us to Rutherford County. That's where I-24 meets up with Waldron Road. We're going to tell you about the latest drive time there.
Emotions are running high. This week, the trial began for Daniel Riley, the man accused of driving a car in St. Louis that hit Smyrna teen Janae Edmondson.
Country music superstar. Plus, outdoor rugs, tables, and umbrellas, all with free delivery and setup. You won't find that anywhere else. Make your outdoor space better than ever at B.F. Myers Furniture.
God was just had control of my hands at that time.
New this morning in Operation Crime and Justice. This week is the trial for Daniel Riley, the man accused of driving a car in St. Louis that hit Smyrna teen Janae Edmondson. The man you just heard from there was Janae's father.
Yeah, Edmondson was a star volleyball player, but Edmondson also lost both of her legs after that crash. That was last February.
Fox 17 News reporter Amanda Chin joining us live here in studio now with the latest on the trial, including that emotional testimony from Janae's dad.
Yeah, good morning, Jen and Erica. It was an emotional and heartbreaking testimony from James Edmondson, who was there by his daughter's side when the crash happened. James describes the moment doctors told him he saved his daughter's life with his quick and swift actions. Police believe 21-year-old Daniel Riley was driving 20 miles per hour above the speed limit when the crash happened after running a yield sign at an intersection and hitting another vehicle. Officers charged Riley with 3 counts of assault, armed criminal action, and operating a car without a valid license. The defense feels others should be questioned about the crash, including the car who hit Riley. But prosecutors also brought up Janae's father, James Edmondson, to provide heartbreaking details as to what he witnessed last February.
And then he looked at me and he said you saved her life. He said you saved her life. And that was pretty tough for me. I didn't know, really, I was numb at that time when he told me that. And Francine just pretty much almost collapsed, basically, but cried in tears. But he said if we hadn't done what we did, this would have been a homicide that we're talking about, and not an accident, not an injury.
He still doesn't understand that she was on the street. He still does not know that it was his car that hit her.
Amanda, I know a lot of us are wondering, who else has the state called to testify?
Yeah, so yesterday was a big day. They called many St. Louis police officers to the stand who were there, who were the first on the scene. Now, another interesting aspect, they called an accident reconstruction expert to the scene as well, to the stand, and they were really focused on recreating the accident. They showed a simulation where they recreated the accident, and also the prosecutors and the defense attorney were questioning him. He was up for quite a few hours taking the stand, and coming up in the 8 o'clock hour, I'll also have more of that emotional testimony from James. I know we've heard from him the past few days, but this is some new sound that we haven't really heard and gives more insight into what actually happened.
Well, and Amanda, I'm curious too, and this is kind of off the cuff here, so forgive me, but listening to that soundbite from the defense attorney in this case, what point are they trying to make where they said he didn't know he was in the car, he didn't know what she was on the street? What are they trying to claim here?
Yeah, so they're trying to get the driver of the vehicle who hit Daniel Riley's car, they feel that this person should be questioned even more, and they're trying to get more of the blame on that person as well.
So, Mary Chin, you're going to have so much more coming up during our 8 o'clock hour.
Yes.
All right, we'll be sure to have you back in here for that another update. We're going to also talk with our Code Red meteorologist, though, Greg Bobus, right now. I'm just waiting on that sunshine to come on up. I'm waiting.
Sunshine is what we need more than anything else right now. And I'll tell you, we're not getting a lot of it right now. We definitely have some fog in some spots. And we're taking a look at a forecast here where everything is going to continue to go through. And we are going to get another check of your forecast coming up in a few minutes from right now.
Steer clear traffic out there for you this morning. Let's get to the very latest happening out there on I-24 at Waldron Road. As you can get out and about, you can see that the traffic out there moving along. It's moving along pretty slow, though, as you make that drive in. We're talking about well over an hour making that drive in from Rutherford County so far out there this morning. So heads up. In that particular area, you want to try to take Murfreesboro Road as the best way to steer clear. Highway 41, that's going to be your best bet to do so. We're still talking about around 75 minutes on that particular drive. All right, let's talk about another section of town. This is going to be I-40 at Central Pike as you make that drive into town from the Hermitage area. So far, so good out there on that road and that drive. So if you're coming in from Mount Juliet and Hermitage, not too bad. Overall drive times look like this: 42 minutes in from Hendersonville, 73 minutes in from Murfreesboro. Still a nice 26 minutes, though, coming in from Franklin.
Justin, thank you. 7:20 is the time. Get ready for a good old time, I guess you could say. Garth Brooks' new bar, Friends in Low Places, is set to host its grand opening.
Man, that makes me think of the song, right? You remember Fox17News.com got an inside look back in November ahead of its soft opening. Right now, though, our reporter, Karen Aguilar, joining us this morning with another first-hand glimpse. A lot going on. Good morning, Karen.
Good morning. Well, this is huge. Country music superstar Garth Brooks is celebrating the grand opening of his bar and honky tonk, Friends in Low Places. Now, it's right behind me across the street. You can see that there is a line of people waiting outside just to take in all of this excitement. And it's the biggest bar on Lower Broadway. It'll have 4 floors and has the largest rooftop in the Neon neighborhood. The first 2 floors of the venue pay tribute to classic honky tonks. The 3rd floor of the bar will offer intimate private event spaces, mimicking the comfort of Brooks and his wife Trisha Yearwood's own home. It'll also have amazing Southern bites. In just a few hours at 10, Garth Brooks himself and his wife Trisha will be giving details inside that new bar. Very excited to hear about it. A docu-series on the building of the honky tonk will be released today on Amazon. We'll have more, Amazon Prime. We'll have more coming up in the next 30 minutes. Reporting live on Broadway, Karen Aguilar, Fox 17 News, your Code Red station.
Karen, I hope they get that dumpster moved in time.
Jen, they're working on it.
Pumping iron. Whoa. Get Derrick Henry out there to move it. Yes. He can move that dumpster. Look at this man. We're going to tell you how Derrick Henry is staying in shape in the offseason, and it's everything you would expect it to be.
That's not even fair. Okay, we're also looking ahead for the debate.
Same week VIP appointments. Not a VIP? No worries. Scan the QR code to book your standard chimney service online. Chim Chimney, where your comfort is our priority.
All right, everyone, 7:25. Let's talk about some Tennessee Titans football. Titans running back Derrick Henry will officially become a free agent next week. Now, he's making sure everyone knows that he's still in shape.
In case there was ever a question of that, I mean, come on. Look at this guy is just a machine. Yeah, we have video of his latest workouts.
There he goes.
Again, like we said, does he? I guess he feels like he has to still prove it, that he's got it.
Well, I mean,
but does he really?
He's not the one putting out these videos.
No, that's true.
His trainer is doing this.
That's right.
He is known, of course, for his unique running style, but also his insane workouts that he puts on Instagram that even other professional athletes cannot mimic in some cases. Now, Derrick Henry just hit 30 years old. Watch him do the dips there. You doing your dips like that?
You know, it's interesting because every single one of his exercises is a dynamic movement. In other words, if you've never done intense workouts, a dynamic movement is when you're doing more than one thing at a time.
I see.
So you're isolating your glutes while you're working on your
biceps.
Yeah.
Right. So that's a dynamic movement, and that's hard to do.
Yes. Well, what he's doing is hard to do, period, in his career. So it may make you hurt, or it could motivate you just watching this. Just know that he's going to be out there on the market next week, and he will not be the only one. So let me show you this. These are some of the other running backs. They're going to be out there. Now, Derrick Henry by far has got more yards and more accomplishments than everybody else here. But there's some good players here, okay? So Josh Jacobs looking for a new home. Saquon Barkley from the New York Giants also looking for a new home. Austin Eckler from the Chargers and Tony Pollard from the Cowboys.
You know, every time I see Derrick Henry, raise the biceps in that video, do you know what his muscles are saying?
Pay me?
Pay me. Pay me.
Well, he's already been paid. He's pay me more.
That's right.
Let's get to Greg Bonus.
One bicep says pay me, the other one says more.
More.
I don't want to look in the mirror when I go home. Taking a look, future track, 5 p.m. will start you out. Fog lifts, clouds get out of here, sunshine to end the day, right side of your screen. We're in the 50s, we'll hit 70 this afternoon. I'm talking about overnight, though. Overnight tonight into tomorrow morning, an isolated shower or two. It's not going to be our main event by any means. Any rain you get in the morning, very, very short-lived. This is going to be going toward the afternoon, 2 p.m. This is brand new from even an hour ago. Rain moving in more quickly, early afternoon now, and pockets of heavier rainfall. Even more pushes through after 8 o'clock. The bulk of the rain we're going to get in terms of hours worth of steady, moderate to heavy rainfall will be after 8 p.m. and then into the overnight. A few thunderstorms are possible. We're not worried about severe weather, but we could get 1 to 2 inches of rain, and that's just in the matter of a good 24 to 36 hours. So coming up as we go into the 7:30 half hour, I've tweaked temperature a little bit going into the weekend because of the new timing of this on Future Track. We'll take a look at that right out of the gate at 7:30.
Steer clear traffic on I-24 at Waldron Road is a bit of a parking lot. We're going to tell you the best ways to steer clear.
The State of the Union.
A month, or get 4.49% APR for 60 months or 1,000 bonus cash. Hurry, offers end soon.
This Fox 17 This Morning newscast is sponsored by U.S. Pest Protection. You're watching Fox 17 News This Morning, your Code Red station.
Is it possible that this will need to wait until next year before a compromise can be reached?
The debate over school vouchers has one county school board taking a stand. How Governor Lee is responding to their arguments.
Waking up to fog, you can see it right there on your screen. The skyline barely noticeable this morning. How long this lingers, and then working through a brand new timeline for some rain taking it towards your weekend.
Steer clear traffic takes us to I-24 where things have loosened up just a little bit. We're going to give you the latest drive times.
Thank you so much for waking up with us here on a Thursday morning. For Fox 17 News, I'm Erica Glover.
And I'm Jennifer Waddell. We're glad to be your live local news source through 9 a.m. We begin right now with crisis in the classroom and our Tennessee Governor Bill Lee responding to some of the pushback over his school choice plan.
The Wilson County School Board says it does not approve of using taxpayer dollars to send kids to private school. Well, Fox 17 News relentlessly asking questions, including asking Governor Bill Lee what he thinks of the criticism.
The education scholarship, freedom scholarships are designed to create opportunity for children and to create the ability for parents to have the greatest influence in where their kids go to school and what they learn.
That's great. And I do believe that all schools should be strong. All schools have room for improvement. But I don't believe as a taxpayer that I should be footing the bill for strengthening private schools.
That's Carrie Pfeiffer, the vice chair of the Wilson County School Board, telling Fox 17 News that she questions the fiscal responsibility of the plans. Now, some parents who already send their children to private school but still pay public school taxes say this makes sense. If you want to read more about the story and follow along, you can head to fox17.com.
The big three things to know for weather here as we get toward the end of this week and lead our way toward the weekend. Areas of patchy fog this morning. We just showed it to you a few moments ago. Now, it's even more dense in the plateau. We don't have any advisories that we're worried about this morning, but definitely could make a slow go of it. In the higher elevations, most of this is elevated fog, so when the elevation goes up, you're meeting fog in many of those places. Today is the only dry day until Sunday. That is it. Tomorrow, rain. Saturday, rain. Timing is everything, which we'll go over, and more thunderstorms included with that rain that tracks through. Are we talking about code red weather? Any dangerous weather? Any severe weather? No, that's not going to be in the cards, so that's at least good for us. But the thunderstorms could put down 1 to 2 inches of rain in about 36 hours. There is that Overcast and foggy start to the day, 55 degrees. The sun's going to try to push through those clouds, and it'll eventually win that battle going into the afternoon. You're going to want to make sure you have some sunglasses, even though it is overcast and foggy for right now. A little bit cloudy. Staying rain-free is the best part. I would say no weather worries to get you out the door this morning. Compared to yesterday, weather is a non-factor when it comes to getting from point A to point B. Lunchtime forecast puts us to 63 degrees at noon, 66 at 1 p.m. Look at your weekend, though. Far cry from what we're dealing with right now. 63 on Saturday, 56 on Sunday. And morning temperatures both of those days, Sunday and Monday, are going to be in the 30s. In the next check of your forecast, we'll look at future track and time out hour by hour, the incoming rain that cools us into the weekend.
Steer clear traffic for you this morning at 7:34. Quick look here. This is going to be 65 at Wedgwood as you make that drive in from the south side of town. Heads up tonight. Nashville SC back in town, taking on Inter Miami. And when they do, this exit right over there in the corner of the screen is going to be very busy. So a lot of people use this route to get over the Geodis Park, home of Nashville SC. So heads up as the Predators and the Nashville SC are both in action in town tonight, and that can cause some traffic backups for your evening rush. Right now, 42 minutes coming down from Hendersonville, 76 minutes coming in from Murfreesboro, 40 minutes coming in from Kingston Springs.
At 7:34, we have some breaking news this Thursday morning. We are now learning more about the chaotic moments following the small plane crash along I-40 on Monday night. 5 people were killed when that plane crashed into the grassy area and then just burst into flames just a couple of feet from the interstate. But now, Fox 17 News, we are hearing some of the 911 calls made from frantic drivers who are watching all of this thing happen. Take a listen.
What's the address of your emergency?
There's no address. This is a bad car accident on I-40. Car exploded and on fire.
Yeah, okay, exit 204A. I just saw a small plane crash off the side of the interstate. I'm sure you're getting lots of calls.
And I am on I-40. There's an airplane that just crashed.
I don't know the exact address. I was just driving on the interstate. I didn't see anyone responded, but on I-40 East, there's a fire right.
Yeah, so many frantic calls coming in, and we now know that the family of 5 was flying in from Canada, and on board was the father, the wife, and their 3 children. Fox 17 News continuing to follow this story and bringing you the very latest. If you want to listen to those calls one more time, go to fox17.com.
Erica, thank you. 7:35 right now. President Biden set to deliver his State of the Union address tonight. This morning, U.S. Senator Marsha Blackburn says that Gail Flatt, a Tennessee mom whose daughter, Sarah, died of suicide at the age of 14 due to social media, will be her guest at the State of the Union. This comes as Senator Blackburn is pushing a bipartisan For the Kids Online Safety Act. Ms. Blackburn says, quote, I'm honored to welcome Gail Flatt to our nation's capital this week as we work to get the Kids Online Safety Act across the finish line. You can watch the State of the Union at 8 o'clock right here on Fox 17.
In your community, check this out. A very special night for Chief John Drake as he received the Fred Russell Distinguished American Award for the National Football Foundation's Middle Tennessee chapter. It's their highest honor. Every year, the foundation recognizes student athletes and local leaders from the Mid-State for their accomplishments. So right here, showing you some photos. Event coordinators chose Drake because they say, quote, he's an inspiration and example to many, and we are grateful for his service and dedication.
Excitement today for Nashvillians and tourists alike. You are taking a look at Garth Brooks' new bar and honky tonk here on Lower Broadway, which will have a grand opening celebration. In a few minutes, I'll have more details.
And a live look right now, we're stepping back a bit from the heart of downtown Nashville and showing you the big picture of the skyline. From a distance, you can see
0% interest for 5 years with 0 down. Shop the Orange event at your local Ashley.
This Fox 17 This Morning newscast is sponsored by Eurostone.
7:40 is the time. Listen, downtown Nashville is a party almost all the time. It's a party about 20 out of 24 hours a day. About 4 hours, it shuts down, they clean up, and then they do it again.
Yeah, I mean, it's almost all of downtown, too.
Well, that's true.
You know what I mean? Like, you can go for blocks, and it's just party after party, event after event. Well, it's
blocks,
about to get even bigger, right? We have Music City
doing the grand opening today for Garth Brooks' Downtown Honky Tonk.
It's a multi-floor bar on Lower Broadway, and they're about to open it up to the world. Fox 17 News' Karen Aguilar live on Broadway. And Karen, what can tourists and locals alike expect to see out of this one?
Well, it's excitement for everyone here. I just spoke with someone who's coming all the way from Atlanta, and you'll be hearing from him in just a little bit. But it's exciting even for me myself. I'm a huge Garth Brooks fan. He was one of the first country singers concerts I ever went to, so he is a legend. Him having a bar and honky tonk right here on Lower Broadway is huge, and you can see how much people appreciate it right behind me. You can see that line there of people just in awe at that massive building, which is expected, which has 4 floors and has the largest rooftop in the Neon neighborhood. The first 2 floors of the venue pay tribute to classy honky tonks. The 3rd floor of the bar will offer intimate private event spaces, mimicking the comfort of Brooks and his wife Trisha Yearwood's own home. And it'll also have Southern Bites. Randall Ledette is from Atlanta, as I mentioned, so I want you to take a listen on his reaction.
I mean, I think it's exciting for Broadway. It's already another new welcomed addition to a fun street. You got the Predators playing up the road, Dierks Bentley Bar right here, Jason Aldean, but this is going to be a great one. You got friends in low places and high places with the rooftop.
Yeah, definitely exciting to check out that rooftop. And at a few hours at 10, Garth Brooks himself and his wife, Trisha Yearwood, will be here in Nashville to announce more details on his new bar and honky tonk. So we'll be bringing you those details throughout the day. So stay with Fox 17 News if you can. Reporting live in Nashville, Karen Aguilar, Fox 17 News, your Code Red station.
Time right now, 7:42. Taking a look at your forecast, and yes, there's a lot going on right now ahead of a long and a big week. I mean, we have beer trucks, we have generators, we have delivery trucks gearing everything up for the rest of our weekend. We're sitting in the 50s right now, and this is going to be one of those forecasts where make today the day to get the kids outside to burn off some energy, because this is the one dry day we're going to have until we get to the end of Sunday. And it's going to be colder at that too. So backyard forecast: 57 degrees at 9 o'clock, 63 at noon, and 68 degrees at 3 p.m. All in all, whatever you want to do outside, today's a great day. Leave the umbrella at home. Enjoy some upper 60s later on this afternoon, and you'll be okay to go. Future Track has nothing on it for us here this morning. We got some cloud cover, and we do have some fog that we're working for that's elevated a little bit, so you might not see the tops of buildings here across the board. But all the way through 5 o'clock, clouds will decrease. We'll look ahead to rain chances for your Friday, and when we have the heaviest rainfall move in, and the next check of your Code Red forecast.
Imagine you get a TV delivered to your front door. You get the picture that it's there. Within seconds, you're at the front door, and it's vanished into thin air. You think it's porch pirates, right? Wait till you see our story. It's next.
The company and the insurance company are not concerned with the victim. I was worried about being able to pay my bills. I enjoyed you representing me because I knew I had to have the best.
Welcome back to Fox 17 News this morning, 7:46. A Wilson County woman orders a TV from Walmart. She gets a notification, it's on the front porch. She goes out to get the TV, minutes later, and it's gone.
All right, so did porch pirates swoop in and steal her TV? It appears something much stranger happened. Here's Dennis Ferrier.
Yeah, you know, Christina Scheer was so excited to get her new TV. She'd been thinking about buying it for more than a year. But when it finally came, it appeared to vanish in thin air. But then they looked at their camera and a very different story emerged.
The Walmart delivery people took a nice picture of Christina Scheer's new TV placed perfectly on the front porch. She was actually in the house. She got to the front door just minutes after the delivery.
And I was like, oh my God, no. And I get up and I'm walking around storming, and like I open the door and I go outside and there's nothing. And I'm like, okay, well maybe we put it on the side of the house. So I'm running down there looking on the side of the house, nothing. And I was like, oh my God. And I'm walking back up to the house and I'm like, what happened?
Porch pirate, she told her boyfriend, and then lost it.
And I went into my room and I just boohoo cried because I was like, why would this happen to me? Like, what did I do to deserve this? I was like, I've literally been trying to buy this TV for like a year and a half.
But wait a minute. Christina had a doorbell camera. Her and her boyfriend started reviewing video, and oh my goodness, could it be true? You see the delivery men bringing the TV up to the porch. The next video shows them taking the TV back to the truck. Notice how far away they parked, way down the street, not in front of the house. She called the Wilson County Sheriff's Department, who came over and watched the video with them.
I think the delivery person took it. And so the sheriff looked at the same videos and he was like, that's what it's looking like. And I was just like, oh, great, wonderful. So, and it was just like, it happened so fast. And I was just like, what now?
So she called Walmart, who subcontracts deliveries with a company called Roadie. Walmart actually got the delivery driver on the phone. All of a sudden, Christina is talking to the man she thinks stole her TV. And you're not going to believe what he told her.
Why are you being such an ungrateful bitch? Or something like that? And I flipped out. I was like, what? I was like, you just stole my TV. I'm not being ungrateful. I want the product that I ordered.
Here's where it gets crazier. Christina says Walmart told her they are not responsible for theft.
So basically, Walmart's like, we're done. We're washing. You got your stuff. Like, that's not our problem. So I was just like, what am I supposed to do with that?
We also contacted Walmart to see if that is truly policy. Is Walmart saying it is not responsible for the subcontractors it hires? At the same time, subcontractor Roadie says it's open an investigation. And the Wilson County Sheriff's Office is pursuing theft charges through multiple subpoenas. What did Walmart tell us? Nothing. They did not answer our email.
You would think that a billion-dollar company has insurance for these purposes. Like, not everybody is honest.
So you have two big
She's got
companies.
me fired up.
You got two big companies involved, Walmart and Roadie, which is a subsidiary of UPS. So it's not some small company. And at least Roadie said, we're investigating. We'll get back to you March 22nd. But Walmart told her, according to Cynthia here, Christina, is go to your bank. Challenge the bank. Maybe they'll take the charge off. That's not.
Well, the bank has nothing to do with those people stealing her TV.
This could happen to any of us.
Right.
Yeah.
My mind is now just like, how?
Yeah, and I did talk to a lawyer friend of mine who said, part of the reason is it's unsolved. So even though it's obvious he did it, he's not convicted, right?
Sure.
So it's just a theft. It's not an inside job yet until it's proven, right? I mean, there is like the legal aspect of this.
And the audacity of him on the phone saying that.
Oh, yeah. The driver
ungrateful?
got him. How did he even get on the
Sir,
phone? How would you
excuse me?
even get on the phone?
Right.
That's so bold.
She paid for that.
Yeah.
That was hers.
Yeah, it's hers.
Dennis, bringing it again. Thank you so
Christina.
much.
I'm fired up.
I know.
Good.
Okay.
7:50 is the time right now. Let's send it over to Greg.
Time right now
We're
is
going to let our blood
7:50, man.
cool down a little bit.
We need decent people in this school, for crying out loud. Taking a look here, the next 24 hours are going to be pretty good for you here. I will tell you from 10 a.m. through 10 p.m. if you've got plans, perfect. We'll be at or above 60 degrees. We'll be near 70 right in the middle of the day. Sunshine taking over this afternoon. Make the plans, get outside, run the errands, do the grocery shopping, patio, anything you can, because tomorrow rain moves in very quickly. Or wash it or wait. That's the big question usually when it comes to multiple days of rain. The car's not looking great. You can do it today, but I'd say if you're parking outside tomorrow or Saturday, just wait until Sunday or Monday. I promise you a stretch of some drier air next week. Not worth your money to do it more than once. Not worth the elbow grease for doing it yourself, doing it more than once in a week. Taking a look here, future track. As I mentioned, today going to be nice and sunny for the afternoon. Overnight, things begin to change. This is not going to be a washout overnight. Not going to be a washout tomorrow morning when you're waking up here 4 a.m. to 7, 8, 9, and 10. That's fine. Early afternoon, rain moves in very quickly. Heating of the day gets us near 70. That heating of the day and relatively clear sky to start the day is going to give us this first band of showers. That's not our main event. Most of our rain does not move in until after sunset. Maybe you're grabbing a bite to eat for dinner, or you have plans tomorrow night. Look at future track right now. 8 p.m. going through 11 o'clock and into the first half of tomorrow. So we're talking after midnight through about noon. A few more showers will track through. There will be a thunderstorm or two associated with this, and a cold front will make us much cooler for the upcoming weekend. Keep that in mind. No severe weather. We'll talk about your weekend and meet your dog of the day coming up before we hit 8 o'clock.
Steer clear traffic for you this morning. Let's get to I-65. This is going to be 65 coming down from Dickerson Pike on the north side. As you can see, traffic there a little bit jammed up as you make your way towards Trinity Lane, coming in from places like Goodlettsville and Madison and Hendersonville. You could try to take Dickerson Pike itself. It runs right along 65 in this area and may move you along a little bit faster than sitting in the stop and go. Speaking of stop and go, that's what we're dealing with coming in on I-40 from Donaldson Pike. This is the exit right here for the airport. You're fine there. However, if you're coming in like these folks are from Donaldson itself, from Hermitage back behind it, Mount Juliet back behind that, Lebanon back behind that, this is part of your drive, and it's a little bit of stop and go as you get towards Riley Parkway. You can always use Lebanon Pike itself. It's full of stoplights and fast food, but it can get you a lot of the same places that I-40 is going to take you. We'll continue to follow things out there on the road for you live through 9.
Justin, thank you. Dollywood is opening earlier than ever for the 2024 season. We're going to tell you why the amusement park has been named one of the South's best attractions.
And Fox 17 News just days away here as we count down to spring and, of course, moving the clocks ahead an hour. What better way to celebrate a new season than picking your own flowers at a phone?
Use interactive radar. The Fox 17 Code Red Weather app. Local weather from local experts. Download the Fox 17 News Code Red Weather app now.
Hey there, welcome back. 7:56 is the time. Are you ready for spring? I know we are, and looking for something, outdoorsy to do.
Yes, of course. Well, we've got a great option for you. Liberty Grace Farm and Vineyard is going to have their You Pick 'em Tulip Festival. Now, the actual date will depend on when the tulips open, but farmers right now think around March 16th. So not this weekend, but next weekend.
It's one of my favorite activities. The family-owned property located at 1990 Hicks Lane, that's over in Columbia, and you can hire a photographer, or you can just go out there and just pick your own flowers, take your own photos. The farm also hosts a really popular sunflower picking festival in the summer. We have some more information and photos from previous years over at fox17.com.
And Greg, Eric and I during the commercial break were also talking about one of our closer to Nashville favorite You Pick 'em farms. It's By Faith Farms in Jolton. Precious little spot where you can go pick all kinds of flowers.
I'm learning something new every day that I'm here with you guys.
Yeah, they give you a little mason jar to put them in.
Oh, beautiful. Oh, I got to check that out. Oh. Look at your screen.
Hi, baby.
Look at your screen. Dansby's our dog of the day. Look at that smile. And you know what? That's the smile Dansby's going to have all day long, because we have sunshine the entire afternoon. I know we're gloomy. We're foggy right now. We will work through that. 63 by noon, 68 to 70 degrees later on this afternoon. It's just the morning hours where we're kind of getting out of the doldrums of the cloud cover, but at least we're in the 50s, and we will get that warm up once the sun snaps its fingers and takes away a few of those clouds later on today. Want your photos? You can go to Facebook, meteorologist Greg Bobus. You find that post, that's the drill. You do that, and I get your photo right here on Fox 17 News this morning. So that's how we work through it. How do we work through the weekend? Do you know where your winter coat's at? Yeah, you haven't needed it in a couple of days. I hope you've not been pushing that further and further back into the coat closet, because you need it Sunday morning and Monday morning. We have a lot of rain coming our way tomorrow into early Saturday, and that will put us in the 50s Saturday night and Sunday. I should say Saturday night will be in the 30s. Also the 30s Sunday night into Monday. So a lot of things here working toward a colder weekend outlook. When we get to our 8 o'clock hour, I'm going to time out that rainfall for you that will take us through tomorrow and end on your Saturday. If you've got plans tomorrow night, you do not want to miss the updates I have for you.
All right, everyone, steer clear traffic for you this morning. Let's get you out to I-40 at I-65 in Boris Lane. The computer just stopped. The camera stopped. I don't know why, but okay. Traffic is moving along out there. We'll get that camera going again in a few. Here's I-40 at Charlotte. The traffic is moving over there. No problems this morning. We can tell you that things have been slow over here, especially because of that plane crash in further West Nashville that happened early in the week. People have been trying to take a look at things over there, but right now we're doing fine as you get out and about in this area, working on brand new drive times. And yeah, we'll get the computer going from Cool Springs. We'll do all of that coming up in our 8 o'clock hour.
Justin, thank you so much. Check it out, a new accolade for Dollywood, just as they're getting ready for the grand opening ceremonies for their 39th season. Dollywood opens this week. Southern Living has now named Dollywood as one of the South's best attractions. This is all part of their 2024 Best of the South Awards. Southern Living showcasing a number of categories, things like best cities on the rise, best small towns, best food, and so much more, including theme parks. And other attractions would be the Fox Theater in Atlanta, the Ground Zero Blues Club down in Mississippi, Renfro Valley Entertainment Center in Kentucky, and the Grand Ole Opry right here in Nashville.
You're watching Fox 17 News This Morning, your Code Red station.
Good morning. Right now on Fox 17 News This Morning, search efforts continue across the mid-state for 2 children who are still missing. The little girl from Rutherford County along with her mother, plus the 15-year-old boy from Sumner County. We have updates on both of those searches in minutes.
And a fun evening out turning ugly. Coming up, we have new information live at the scene after a bouncer is charged with assaulting a customer at a local bar. What we're learning about his license.
Foggy this morning and a big weather maker carries us from Friday into Saturday. It changes temperature and could bring down multiple inches worth of rain during peak times to go out. We'll time it in your forecast.
Ooh, thankful for some sunshine today, though. Thank you so much for waking up with us here on a Thursday morning. For Fox 17 News, I'm Erica Glover.
And I'm Jennifer Waddell. We are glad to be your live local news source, always here for you through 9 a.m. You know, when the other stations go to their network programming, that's not live. It's all pre-recorded. But we've got you covered right now with live breaking news updates on several stories, including this one, as we learn more about the chaotic moments following the small plane crash along I-40. We know that 5 people died when that plane crashed into the grassy area and then burst into flames just feet from the interstate. Fox 17 News is now hearing some of the 911 calls made from frantic drivers who saw the whole thing happen. This is all new. Let's take a listen.
What's the address of your emergency?
There's no address. This is a bad car accident on I-40. Car exploded and on fire.
Yeah, okay, exit 204A. I just saw a small plane crash off the side of the interstate. I'm sure you're getting lots of calls.
As I am on I-40, there's an airplane that just crashed.
I don't know the exact address. I was just driving on the interstate. I didn't see anyone responded, but on I-40 East, there's a fire right.
So just some of the 911 calls. We also now know this morning that all 5 victims on that plane died, and they were members of the same family. They were flying initially from Canada. You're looking at a family photo here of 43-year-old Victor Dosenko, who is the pilot, along with his wife Rima and their 3 children, David, Adam, and Emma. NTSB confirms that flight was initiating in Canada, stopped in Mount Sterling, Kentucky, and then had catastrophic engine failure right here in Nashville, just short of the John C. Toon Airport. Authorities are still investigating what caused that catastrophic engine failure.
Some more local headlines. We are learning more this Thursday morning about the search for an endangered 7-year-old out of Rutherford County. The TBI issuing an alert on Saturday for 7-year-old Iris Crum, right here in this photograph. They said she was last seen on March 1st in Murfreesboro in the area of Blue Fox Trail. Well, this morning we are now hearing from Iris's father.
Stop running. You're making it worse for yourself, Kayla. You're only making it worse. You know, you're making it worse for yourself. You're making it worse on Iris. Just stop and let me have her, because eventually they will find you and your time's running out.
Investigators do believe Iris is possibly in the company of her mother, who does not have custody. Kayla Zareta, if you have any information, you were asked to go ahead and call TBI Find immediately.
So from that story in Rutherford County, we now go to the continued search for Sebastian in Sumner County. Here we are, day 10, and still no answers as to what happened to Sebastian. And not just police, but neighbors, folks in that Hendersonville community have a lot of questions. Sebastian Rogers, 15 years old with autism, disappeared from his home near Beach High School, as I mentioned, 10 days ago. There are no new leads in the investigation. The sheriff's office has now stopped their active searches, and we continue to ask questions with regards to that investigation. They say they're not giving up. We'll let you know just as soon as we hear new information.
8:05 8:04, your weather story for you here on this Thursday. Big changes in the forecast when it comes to the overall weather pattern. We have some patchy fog this morning. We have no rain later on this afternoon. The cloud cover that has been with us the entire morning so far since sunrise, that'll be out of here mid-afternoon into the evening. A nice sunset for us near 70 degrees. We get a break for a day. Then rain does ramp up going Friday into Saturday. And it's going to be one of those progressions where it starts off with just 1 or 2 showers, and by the end of the day, we've got lines of potential thunderstorms that move in from south to north. That will make us colder. Then to give you your 7-day forecast right now to give you the broad strokes of what happens. Then we're going to take the next few forecasts to break it down piece by piece to put the whole puzzle together so we know what we're getting into. 69 degrees later on this afternoon, 70 degrees tomorrow. Cooler air after the rain does move out early on Saturday. 63 Saturday, cold nights for your weekend. We'll look at Future Track and plan all of tomorrow hour by hour in 5 minutes.
Steer clear traffic at 8:05. Quick look outside at I-65 at Moore's Lane. I promised we'd get the traffic camera up going, and we did. Look at that. Just in time, too, to show a little bit of a stack up happening here. Should make that drive in from Cool Springs. Overall, though, no major accidents to tell you about, no major tie-ups on the interstate. We'll watch things live through 9.
Well, making headlines is an update this Thursday morning regarding a Midtown bouncer facing serious charges after a customer ended up in the hospital.
Fox 17 News confirming that the state has now suspended Richard Cornelius's license to work security.
Fox 17 News' Peyton Muse joining us live outside of that bar with some more updates. What are you learning now, Peyton?
Good morning, Eric and Jen. So I was back and forth all day yesterday with the state's Department of Commerce, and they told me Richard Cornelius, his license is suspended, and he was bouncing right here at Tin Roof. But not only that, the State Department they filed a complaint against the bar in regards to their license that they have in order to have security guards here at Tin Roof.
26-year-old Austin Turner has been in critical condition fighting for his life since February 18th. Police say Tin Roof security guard Richard Cornelius got into a fight with Turner outside of the bar when Turner tried to get back inside. Police say Turner fell to the ground unconscious after Cornelius hit him. The affidavit says nearby surveillance video shows Cornelius swinging at Turner several times and striking Turner at least once. Tammy Barrett lost her son Dallas back in 2021 at the hands of 6 security guards and a customer at Whiskey Row. Her message to Austin's family:
I am so sorry that you're having to go through this. I'm sorry that your child is lying in a hospital bed, and I know that you're hurting. The only thing that I can say is, if you ever want to talk, I'm here. If you need a hug, I'll come and get you and hug you.
Barrett is still waiting for a trial date, but prays for justice for her son and now for Austin Turner.
So we also reached out to Richard Cornelius's attorney, and they're not going to provide us a comment at this time. But for Tin Roof's statement, you can head over to our website at fox17.com. Reporting live in Midtown, Peyton Muse, Fox 17 News, your Code Red station.
8:08 is the time. One Tennessee lawmaker has some serious questions about the governor's school choice plan that's raising some eyebrows. We're going to have the awkward question and response when we come back.
We're putting something industrial right smack in the middle of a very pastoral.
$9.99 above grounds, as low as $19.99.
This Fox 17 This Morning newscast is sponsored by Zander Insurance.
8:10 is the time. Lawmakers from the Tennessee House of Representatives spent 4 hours yesterday talking about a bill that would allow taxpayer money to be used to send students to private schools. Lawmakers took the time to ask detailed questions about this particular proposal. One lawmaker had a question about the kind of private schools that would potentially benefit from a bill like this. Listen.
If a school that taught Satanism got through the accreditation process, they would then be able to receive these public dollar vouchers. Is that correct?
Representative Parkinson, I can't speak to what any particular school may or may not teach, what requirements they may have, how they're structured. I can only address the legislation, and the legislation establishes that if you're a Category 1 through 5 school authorized to operate in this state, you're eligible to enroll scholarship recipients under this program.
And that goes for no matter what your particular private school is based on. Now, in addition to whatever it is that comes out of the Tennessee House, there's also a Senate bill, and the governor has a plan of his own. At some point, all three of those plans need to come together and create one plan that everyone can vote on.
A look at future track as promised, a brand new update to timing for rainfall for your Friday. Here's today through 5 o'clock, nothing but increasing sunshine. Overnight, an isolated shower begins to move in. And will it exactly be right over Hopkinsville? No. It gives you the idea. We're going to have a few of these that pop up overnight into tomorrow morning. Very sporadic in nature. They won't last all that long, and it's light rainfall. Afternoon of tomorrow, here's 2 p.m. This is when the rain begins to overspread. The yellows, the oranges, and reds move in. So think afternoon. Things ramp up. Evening and overnight, we bring the rain in from the south to the north, and this is when we could see thunderstorm activity, steady, heavy rainfall through 11 o'clock and all the way into the morning hours of your Saturday. When all is said and done, no severe weather, but 1 to 2 inches of rain.
Up next, we've got the very latest on your steer clear traffic as you take a look on the west side of town. I-40 near Old Hickory Boulevard in Bellevue. We're going to tell you about this drive and others.
Emotions are running high. This week, the trial began for Daniel Riley.
It was like God was just had control of my hands at that time.
He said it felt like God had control of my hands at that time. Operation Crime and Justice right now. Jurors hearing their first testimony in the Daniel Riley trial. The man you just heard from is the father of Smyrna High School volleyball standout Janae Edmondson. This is Janae Edmondson, who was in the hospital after the crash involving this man right here, Daniel Riley, who was behind the wheel of a car that crashed into her.
Yeah, that crash led to her losing both of her legs. Fox 17 News' investigative reporter Amanda Chin has more from inside the courtroom.
Police believe 21-year-old Daniel Riley was driving 20 miles per hour above the speed limit when the crash happened, after running a yield sign at an intersection and hitting another vehicle. Officers charged Riley with 3 counts of assault, armed criminal action, and operating a car without a valid license. The defense argues another car hit Riley and T-boned him, and he was incapable of controlling his car from that point forward. The defense also claims Riley did not know anyone was hurt for quite a while because he didn't know what happened.
There was a yield sign. He went through the yield sign, and out of the blue, he got hit. He didn't know that car was there. He didn't want to wreck an Audi.
Prosecutors point to Riley's toxicology reports, which show he tested positive for fentanyl and codeine. But the mood changed when Janae's father took the stand, describing the pivotal moment he used a belt as a tourniquet to stop Janae's bleeding as much as he could. James Edmondson says he immediately went from father mode to military mode.
And when I looked down and saw her leg was severed, and I knew she only had seconds and not minutes, my mind just kind of blocked everything out. And it was like God was just had control of my hands at that time.
James also recalls the moment he and his wife went to see Janae before she went into surgery to amputate her legs, not knowing what would happen.
And my wife and I wanted to just say we loved her because we thought that was going to be the last time we see her. And she said that, and then Francine was on one side of the bed and I was on the other side of the bed. And I said, Janae, if you can hear me, we love you. We're here for you. And if you can hear me, squeeze my hand. And she did. And that gave us hope.
Well, Amanda, you're reporting on this story going back, months, and really emotional to hear from Janae's dad.
Yeah.
Cannot imagine what he must have been going through.
Yeah.
Now, as for today, because trial continues today,
Yep.
what do we expect?
Yeah, so we are actually expected to hear from Janae and Janae's mother today. So of course, if we hear from them, that will be just even more emotional as well, hearing it from Janae, especially we haven't really heard her speak before, understandably so. So that will be really emotional. And I'm told that the trial is expected to last 3 days. We are on day 3.
Okay.
So we will see where we get with that as well.
Yes, we could have some more updates from you today, certainly. Yep. All right, Amanda Chin, thank you so much. If you want to find out more about this story, please go to fox17.com. All of your reporting is there.
All right. And right now at 8:18, our
Fox 17 Code Red meteorologist Greg Bobus is here to take a look at the backyard forecast.
That we are trying to get you out the door, or at least maybe get the kids out the door later today. Burn off a little energy. We have a dry day, and then we have a couple days worth of some rain, so today's the one to pick. Clouds will give way to some sunshine later today. 57 degrees your temperature at 9 o'clock. We'll be up to 68 by 3 p.m. So as the kids are getting home, yeah. School bus is dropping us off here too. A day to get out there, some sunglasses, comfortable, not much of a breeze. This weekend could not be more different than today in many ways, shapes, and forms. We just told you a few minutes ago, we looked at future track. We went through tomorrow. Late in the day, rain really does pick up, but I will say our first showers and storms on the radar. They will be weak, but they'll be there starting afternoon, and in the overnight hour, most of our rain does come through. Taking a look at temperatures. We'll be up near 70 degrees today and tomorrow. 63 on Saturday. The cold front slides through after that rain exits the area, brings in very cold temperatures. You're going to wake up Sunday morning at 35 degrees and a high of only 56. And it will be breezy on Sunday after that cold front moves through. Winter temperatures here for not just Sunday morning, but also Monday morning. So you're going to wake up Sunday and the sun's going to rise an hour later than usual. So you're going to wake up cold, almost like winter, and almost like you would feel that this is not the same season. Good news is, once we get past that 48-hour period of time, look at Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Back to the mid to upper 60s on Monday and Tuesday. Wednesday gets us back to 73. Feels like spring again, but there will be that big ebb and flow of temperature due to all that rain we're going to see tomorrow.
Steer clear traffic out there for you this morning. Want to take a quick look here over at Ellington Parkway at Cleveland Street. That's where traffic is flowing there on that east side. Just keep in mind that 65 is normally the place where a lot of this traffic is coming from. It is also doing okay, just moderate here. No major crashes holding you up this morning. It's been fairly light out there so far. Here are the drive times coming down from Franklin, Kentucky, 58 minutes on that north side there, 63 minutes in from Murfreesboro, 41 minutes in from Franklin, Tennessee, as you make that drive up from Williamson County.
Justin, thank you. Happening after the break, Garth Brooks' new bar, Friends in Low Places, hosting their grand opening tonight. So we're going to talk about the special performances and what you can expect when it comes to a show about this as well.
And the debate continues over school.
Right now, sign up, play our fantastic games, and if you don't get lucky on your first visit, you'll get up to $250 on the house. Oak Grove Racing, Gaming, and Hotel. All kinds of awesome.
Welcome back to Fox 17 News. This morning, they may not be going down till the sun comes up. Garth Brooks' new bar, Friends in Low Places, set to host a grand opening today.
It's going to be a party, y'all. You may remember Fox 17 News got an inside look at that bar back in November ahead of its soft opening. But today is their brand new worldwide grand opening for everybody. Fox 17 News, Karen Aguilar, among the first who got a firsthand glimpse.
Good morning. Well, his new bar and honky tonk, Friends in Low Places, is behind me. And exciting news for Nashvillians and tourists alike. Garth Brooks is in the building, y'all. That's right. He has been inside of that building just talking about his plans. Now, he is expected to celebrate the grand opening of his new bar and honky tonk with his wife, Trisha Yearwood. And the bar got his name from the hit song of Garth Brooks. The opening of this bar and honky tonk is a tribute to the city where he first got his start in the Bluebird Cafe. He also helped fund this substation of the police to give back. Now, in terms of this bar, it's the largest one on Lower Broadway, and it has the largest rooftop as well. It also boasts flavors of Southern comfort right from his wife's kitchen, which is actually extremely exciting. Now, moving forward, we are hoping to talk to Brooks himself. We don't know if that's going to be possible, and we'll keep you updated on any additional details, along with why he decided to open up this bar right here in the Music City. Reporting live in Nashville, Karen Aguilar, Fox 17 News, your Code Red station.
8:25, and we have temperatures right now that are in the 50s. Could warrant a light jacket like Karen's got out there right now, but take a look off to our north and west. There are temperatures that are much cooler. Two things are going to happen here. We're going to bring in this warm front going into tomorrow afternoon. That'll give us some afternoon temperatures right near 70, but there's a cold front to our west. That's going to bring in all the blues that we see over there leading into the weekend. So enjoy today while it lasts. It's National Cereal Day. Maybe it's a breakfast for dinner kind of a thing if you enjoy cereal that much. Take a look here. We have temperatures that are going to climb out of the 50s slowly, but once they get in the 60s, the sun picks up for us here. So it's going to be a day where the afternoon you might need the sunglasses. You don't necessarily need them just yet, though. 10 a.m. through 10 p.m. temperatures at or above 60 degrees. Several hours here right in the middle of the day. Think 2, 3, 4 o'clock. We'll have temperatures in the low 70s for many of us as that sunshine takes over. This weekend does get colder. I cannot stress the weekend enough for you in the forecast. 70 today and tomorrow. 63 on Saturday. You wake up Sunday, you change the clocks overnight into Sunday morning, and you're going to wake up at 35 degrees with 56 for the high. Stick with me. Twice this morning so far, timing of the rainfall moving in tomorrow, and who sees the heaviest rain first has changed. It just changed for the second time so far since 4 a.m. I'll have that for you in our 8:30 half hour.
Coming up next at 8:30 as well, we'll have the very latest on your steer clear traffic, including that drive from the north side. I'll give you the latest drive times we've got going on out there.
Want to say thank you.
Don't worry, we got this.
At AFS, we'll do a home inspection for free.
Watch Crisis in the Classroom only on Fox 17 News.
You're watching Fox 17 News This Morning, your Code Red station.
Good morning. It's 8:30 on the dot. The debate over school vouchers in Tennessee, in other words, school choice, has one county school board taking a stand. We'll let you know how they feel about it and how the governor is responding.
We are dialing up a dry day. Now, it looks cloudy. We've had some fog this morning. Sunshine later and up near 70, but I am tracking a big weather maker into the weekend coming up in your forecast.
Steer clear traffic takes us to the north side. I-65 at Trinity Lane, a slow go. We're going to give you the latest drive times coming up in a few.
All right, thanks so much for waking up with us here on a Thursday morning. For Fox 17 News, I'm Erica Glover.
And I'm Jennifer Waddell. Glad to be your live local news source through 9 a.m. 30 more minutes to go here. We want to make sure you're updated before you head out the door. One of the big stories we're following this morning takes us to crisis in the classroom.
The Tennessee governor responding to pushback over his school choice plan.
Yeah, so here's what we know. The Wilson County School Board now on record as saying they do not approve of the idea of using taxpayer dollars to send kids to private school.
Fox 17 News asked Governor Bill Lee what he thinks of the criticism.
The education scholarship, freedom scholarships are designed to create opportunity for children and to create the ability for parents to have the greatest influence in where their kids go to school and what they learn.
That's great. And I do believe that all schools should be strong. All schools have room for improvement. But I don't believe as a taxpayer that I should be footing the bill for strengthening private schools.
And, you know, some parents would argue, well, they're footing the bill for public schools in the form of taxpayer dollars, even if their children go to private schools, right? So they're paying for the private schools plus paying the tax dollars for the public school system. So many sides to this story, a lot of arguments on both of them. We'll continue to keep you posted on this story as it develops.
All right, science now. Last month was the planet's hottest February on record. Officially, February was 1.77 degrees Celsius warmer than the average February in pre-industrial times.
What does that mean?
Break it down for us, Greg.
Speak to the layman
over
here.
About 150 years, we're about 3 degrees our temperature warmer across the board.
3 degrees.
Which doesn't sound like a ton, but that's a lot when you think about history of thousands of years worth of records, and we climbed 3 degrees that quick in a real small amount of time. So it's not a good thing. It leads to more extreme weather, like more extreme hurricanes and things like that. Think more fuel in your gas tank.
All right.
So not
Thanks
great.
for breaking it down for us.
Not great.
Greg, thank you. 8:32 right now, and you know, we know that as we take a look at Nashville now, Greg, things have just had a hard time clearing out.
Oh, completely. I mean, right now you can kind of make out Nashville. We really haven't seen the fog pick up any more than it was, say, about 2-3 hours ago, but it just hasn't gone anywhere. We're at 57 degrees right now. We are fairly overcast. The fog is definitely the prevalent thing in the forecast for us here. That and the cloud cover. You might think if the day stays just like it is right now, we kind of have a dud. But we need the sunglasses for later. I'm giving you a green light when it comes to weather implications for traffic this morning and later on this afternoon. So weather's not a player in the game this time around. And so the big question might be, my car is dirty. Do I wash or do I wait? Well, there are the showers and storms that I'm going to track for you here in about 5 minutes, and they're going to move in tomorrow, on and off throughout the day. Heavy rain Friday night. So you can wash your car today, but if you're not parked in a garage from, I would say, sunrise tomorrow until Sunday, just wait until Monday into Tuesday and Wednesday. Here's why. We get a nice stretch of weather that begins on Monday of next week, but we have to work through a very up and down weekend when it comes to rain timing, chances, and also temperatures that we'll look at, again, momentarily in your Code Red forecast.
All right, steer clear traffic for you this morning. Let's get the latest look as we change a couple things around. Here we go. Let's get to I-65 at Trinity Lane there on the north side. Been following this drive-in for the last little bit. You can see for yourself the traffic is running a bit slow coming down from Madison and Goodlettsville and Hendersonville. You can always try to take Ellington Parkway as the best way to steer clear. Touch slow out there in Ellington, but nothing out of the ordinary here for 8:30 in the morning. Let's watch the drive coming down from the Jolton and Whites Creek area, I-24, as you make that drive down Old Hickory Boulevard. No big problems out there this morning. We're wide open and clean. Overall drive times also looking good from the Kentucky state line down to Nashville, 58 minutes. Murfreesboro getting closer to about an hour. Mount Juliet still a little slow, 41 minutes, especially towards Donaldson and Briley Parkway.
Let's get to breaking news this Thursday morning. We are now learning much more about the chaotic moments following this small plane crash on the side of I-40 Monday night. We know 5 people were killed when that plane crashed into the grass right behind us here, bursting into flames just a couple of feet away from the interstate. So imagine. Right now, though, we're hearing some of the 911 calls made from frantic drivers who watched all of this happen. Listen in.
Hi. I'm on 40 West by the Charlotte Pike exit. It looks like there was a crash. I'm not sure if it was. It wasn't a car crash. It came from the sky. I don't know if it was a small aircraft. I don't know if anyone was in it. It's on the side of the road.
Yes, ma'am. I was calling to report that incident on I-40 eastbound. It was a what?
Are you referring to the plane crash?
There was a plane crash on I thought it was a truck that left the road. It was right off the side of the road.
Wow, intense, frantic, and then confusion from the drivers not realizing what they were seeing. We now also know the family of 5 was flying from Canada. On board was the father, the wife, and their 3 children. It's a story Fox 17 News will continue following up on fox17.com.
It's 8:36 right now, and brand new this half hour, a fire at an agricultural center in Lawrence County happening the morning of March 5th. Investigators say the fire so overwhelming that firefighters had to evacuate at certain points. Now, we are just now getting a first look at the fire and the response, and there's something else about this story that really caught our attention. The fire department is currently asking for more volunteers. They have had a massive number of calls for fires over the last few days, and they have said they simply don't have the manpower to be able to handle all of it. So again, this is in Lawrence County. Look at this huge fire. Again, this was at an agricultural center, and it just overwhelmed their resources. So if you are waking up this morning and you are in or around Lawrence County and you have the ability to go sign up to be a part of their fire and rescue, they are putting out an all call right now for anybody who can come help.
We also have homeowners in 2 mid-state counties who are pushing for answers about how transmission to and from a proposed TVA gas plant near Ashland City would impact their communities, their homes.
Yeah, and boy, did they show up yesterday in mass. We're talking some 400 landowners showed up to tell the TVA what they think about this proposal. All of them in Cheatham and Robertson counties. This open house does continue today. So if you missed it yesterday, it goes today again from noon until 7 at the Hampton Inn in Ashland City.
Next, we're taking a look at the King, how Derrick Henry is staying fit as he weighs his options in free agency. Jen, can you lift that?
Of course.
Of course.
We're your only live local news source through 9 a.m. A couple different looks right here. Your current drive times in and out of downtown.
4.49% APR for 60 months or 1,000 bonus cash. Hurry, offers end soon.
This Fox 17 This Morning newscast is sponsored by U.S. Pest Protection. $8:40 is the time. Okay, listen, if you need a little motivation to get back in the gym,
One person is good for that, if nothing else. Now, of course, he's a pretty good running back, too. But if you need motivation for the gym, Derrick Henry will get you there. He is set to become a free agent for the Titans coming up here next week. But he wants to show everybody that this thing Jim Waddell is doing right here is not it. This is it. Let's see it.
Listen,
right
nobody can compete with the king. It's just fact. We've never seen anybody who can do the things that he can do. It's impressive. And listen, he's known for this. He gives those stiff arms, and the reason he's so good at it is because he works out like this.
Yeah, the sudden movement there.
Yes.
He's known for these insane workout videos that even other professional athletes cannot do. His trainer is posting videos on Instagram showing that the king is ready to hit the free agency market at age 30. Okay, so you can see what the Titans will decide to do is still up in the air. Although, if he does hit free agency, he will not be alone. If we can move on to that.
There are several other guys who are, being talked about right now. Josh Jacobs, you mentioned earlier, Saquon Barkley, Austin Eckler, Tony Pollard. But Derrick Henry, in my opinion, and I'm not a football expert, he just stands out in the crowd.
His numbers stand out. 9,500 rushing yards in his career. That's more than everybody else on this list. So we'll see if the Titans or whomever else may decide to reach out to him coming up next week.
I think he needs to work a little harder. I feel like he could add like 2 more abs to whatever pack he's got going on. Like, that's not really a 6-pack. That's probably like an 8-pack. You think he can add 2 more? He worked a little harder.
He can give me a call later, and I'll make sure I work with him to get him there.
Yeah, get him there, Greg.
I need more belt loops at this point. Taking a look here. Daylight saving time begins this weekend. Don't forget it. This is the time where you lose that hour of sleep, and it can get a little bit foggy when you're driving around the next morning on that Monday. Sunset on Sunday is going to be 6:50. Sunrise will be at 7:05. That means kids that are on spring break next week, when they go back to school, they're not going to be seeing the sun as early as they're used to. Just keep that in mind. And now for my curious question of the day. I want to know, what was the first country to implement daylight saving time? Was it the United States, France, Germany, or Italy? Stick with me. At the end of my next forecast, we'll get you the answer, and we'll see if you picked correctly this time around. Taking a look here, future track, nothing happening except for decreasing cloud cover. This afternoon, we get some sunshine in here. Overnight tonight, our first few little green blips on the radar. That's all they're going to be, very sporadic. Not everyone gets rain overnight tonight or tomorrow morning. Here's 4 a.m. going into 11 o'clock. We're still relatively dry. But what happens in the afternoon? We bring in some showers and thunderstorms. I will continue future track right there in the next check of your forecast.
Imagine you get a TV delivered to your front door. You get the picture that it's there within.
You're watching Fox 17 WZTV Nashville.
A Wilson County woman orders a TV from a Walmart. She gets the notification, right, on her phone, like a lot of us do, that your delivery is on the porch. She goes out to get it minutes later. It's gone.
Okay, so did porch pirates swoop in and steal her TV? It appears something much stranger happened. Here's Dennis Ferrier.
Well, good morning. Christina Shearer was so excited to get her new TV. She had been thinking about it for more than a year, but when it finally came, it appeared to vanish into thin air. But then they looked at their doorbell camera and a very different story emerged. The Walmart delivery people took a nice picture of Christina Shearer's new TV placed perfectly on the front porch. She was actually in the house, so she got to the front door just minutes after the delivery.
And I was like, oh my God, no. And I get up and I'm walking around storming, and like I open the door and I go outside and there's nothing. And I'm like, okay, well maybe we put it on the side of the house. So I'm running down there, looking on the side of the house, nothing. And I was like, oh my God. And I'm walking back up to the house and I'm like, what happened?
Porch pirate, she told her boyfriend, and then lost it.
And I went into my room and I just boohoo cried because I was like, why would this happen to me? Like, what did I do to deserve this? I was like, I've literally been trying to buy this TV for like a year and a half.
But wait a minute. Christina had a doorbell camera. Her and her boyfriend started reviewing video, and oh my goodness, could it be true? You see the delivery men bringing the TV up to the porch. The next video shows them taking the TV back to the truck. Notice how far away they parked, way down the street, not in front of the house. She called the Wilson County Sheriff's Department, who came over and watched the video with them.
I think the delivery person took it. And so the sheriff looked at the same videos and he was like, that's what it's looking like. And I was just like, oh, great, wonderful. So, and it was just like, it happened so fast. And I was just like, what now?
So she called Walmart, who subcontracts deliveries with a company called Roadie. Walmart actually got the delivery driver on the phone. All of a sudden, Christina is talking to the man she thinks stole her TV. And you're not going to believe what he told her.
Why are you being such an ungrateful bitch? Or something like that? And I flipped out. I was like, what? I was like, you just stole my TV. I'm not being ungrateful. I want the product that I ordered.
Here's where it gets crazier. Christina says Walmart told her they are not responsible for theft.
So basically, Walmart's like, we're done. We're washing. You got your stuff. Like, that's not our problem. So I was just like, what am I supposed to do with that?
We also contacted Walmart to see if that is truly policy. Is Walmart saying it is not responsible for the subcontractors it hires? At the same time, subcontractor Roadie says it's open an investigation. And the Wilson County Sheriff's Office is pursuing theft charges through multiple subpoenas. What did Walmart tell us? Nothing. They did not answer our email.
You would think that a billion-dollar company has insurance for these purposes. Like, not everybody is honest.
And, you know, it's not just Walmart. Walmart told her, Christina Scherer, to call her bank. Unbelievably offensive, right? Like, to try to nullify the charges. But you also have the UPS company, Roadie. That's not a small company.
No.
If their driver stole something, are they not responsible? Well, at least they answered and said, we're going to investigate. We'll get back to you March 22nd. So.
Well, I learned something new. I didn't know that Roadie was a subsidiary of UPS.
Yeah, right.
Okay.
Because why would you unless you needed to know?
Yeah, sure. Unless you had an issue and had to research it.
Yeah.
I still can't get over what they said to her on the phone, the delivery driver. I mean, come on.
That's unbelievable that he had the audacity to get on the phone.
Right. Yeah.
Like, oh, hey, what's up?
And you're ungrateful?
Your TV's great. I've been watching it all day.
It makes you think maybe he's done something like that to other customers as well. Mm-hmm.
Right.
Dennis, thank you so much for joining us.
8:50 is the time right now. Let's send it over to Greg.
And let's take a look here. Today's a great day. Maybe you're grilling outside, or maybe you just want to have some lunch and just get a nice look out the window at some of the clouds that are coming here and all of the beautiful things that are in store for us today. Here's a look at the lunchtime forecast. 61 degrees at 11 o'clock. Noon, we'll get to 63 and then 66 at 1 p.m. Whether it's indoors, outdoors, grilling, find some time to get outside, please, because this is what happens. I told you I'd leave you right off where we were at on Future Track at 2 p.m. 1 goes to 2 o'clock tomorrow. Rain coming down. Not the same story for lunchtime tomorrow. You're going to be inside for sure using an umbrella, and the rain really picks up as we go into the latter stages of tomorrow. The evening into the first half of the night, heavy rainfall going to move in. Keep that in mind. I asked you, what was the first country to use daylight saving time? United States, France, Germany, or Italy? If you guessed Germany, you were correct. World War I, they implemented it in 1916.
Steer clear traffic out there for you this morning. Quick look at an accident we've just picked up over on the west side. This is going to be I-40 at Charlotte Pike, right there at the exit. At one point, this had the entire interstate shut down. The fire department came out, the whole nine. Thankfully, they were able to move everything over. But if you're back behind this towards, say, Old Hickory and back beyond that towards McCrory Lane, you could see a bit of a backup because of this. You can always use Highway 70 as a good way to steer clear.
Justin, thank you.
Don't worry, just sell and buy in one move when you start with Open Door.
Oh, wow.
Oh, yes. Start with an all-cash offer at opendoor.com.
Right now we have a recap of our top stories this Thursday morning, including the search efforts that are continuing across the mid-state for these missing kids. One is out of Rutherford County and the other from Sumner. The TBI issuing an alert Saturday for 7-year-old Iris Crum. They say she was last seen March 1st in Murfreesboro in the area of Blue Fox Trail.
Neighbors in that area still on high alert as they are looking, and we go to Sumner County in the search for Sebastian Rogers, where the Hendersonville neighborhoods around Shackle Island still want to know what happened to him. He disappeared, would appear to have just vanished from his home 10 days ago. He was a student at Beach High School. There have been no new leads, at least according to investigators, nothing that they've told us about. The sheriff's office has suspended the 24/7 search efforts. They suspended that Monday. They tell us now they're working on investigation pieces, but have not said exactly what that looks like. So if you'd like to share these stories, we're just trying to keep them in the forefront so that people don't forget about them. We've got them on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and on our website, fox17.com.